What it do, y'all? Again, CJ Rich back in this. You know what I mean? I normally don't do back to back days, but I had to make up for that missed stream on Monday. I'm really trying to get consistent for the people. So, yeah, normal schedule. Remind y'all Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's what I'm really aiming for. So, I'm here today, made up for Monday, and then I'll be back on Friday with some different shit. But for now, we're going to keep it strictly boxing. So, Uh, hit the like on your way in, please. Small channel. Every little like, every sub really helps. Uh, I got one earlier today, and that's a victory for me. I ain't tripping. Yeah. So staying humble and just trying to cover this content, give y'all my opinion. From a fan's perspective. Die hard, pretty die hard fan. Yeah, in my opinion. Been watching since the '80s, but yeah, man. I give everyone a minute to get up in here. Shout out Kalia in the chat. I see you. I just shot the link out. I'm actually on time today, so might take a bit. But we got several topics. I'll give you a preview, the little intro while we wait. Um, really want to talk about Norman Haney. That's the biggest fight on deck. Okay. Vlogs. I see you. I did discuss that the past couple streams, so I'm not going to touch too much. We could delve into it. You want to hit the link and hop up. Anyone can talk whatever they want. But that's not one of the main things I had on deck. But yes, it is fight week. I did a stream on that. We got Erickson Lubin and Virgil Ortiz. So I am hyped for that. I just want to say, I went back old school. Normally I've been changing colors, but I went with the green background and the green lighting today because I'm feeling lucky. And y'all should, as boxing fans, y'all should be feeling lucky too. Why is that? Because we got a stacked end of the year. And it ain't even all been announced yet. I better be some more fights announced for December. But as far as November, damn, I mean, my man Vlogs just said it. Ortiz Lubin. We got that huge turkey card, which we'll be touching on here in just a bit. And some good shit in December. So we're going to get to all of that. Okay, I got a couple people already. My fault. I looked away from the screen. We got a couple folks. First of all, I'm going to say I'm going order. What's up, my main man Mo from the Yay area? How you living?
Yeah, it was good, CJ.
Chilling,
Excuse
man.
me if I sound a little rough. I'm getting over a fucking like a cold. So
I know you put that in the Discord that you were sick. So salute, shout out for tapping in this condition. Okay, cool. We got a lot to talk about, but Shelton, all right. Shelton, what's up?
What's the word, young buck? What's the word, young buck?
At 41 years, as a divorced man of 41 years old, I appreciate you calling me young buck. That means a lot. No, for real. Salute to you.
160. So I'm old enough to be your daddy.
Yeah, that's real. But don't do that. Don't do that, champ. No, that's cool. Hey, yo. If y'all don't know, all three of us from Cali, we've been chopping it up for a minute, so it ain't no hard feelings. He ain't dissing me. It's just, that's real shit. Okay,
yes,
60.
Yes.
Cool.
What's up with you, Mo?
yeah, what's up, Shelton?
All right.
You sick? You all right, man? You good?
Yeah, I'm hanging in there, bro. I'm gonna be over this shit in just a day.
Yeah,
Getting all my vitamins and minerals.
Gotta check on my Cali folks, man. Gotta check on my partners, man. What's the topics for the day, CJ Rich?
Oh, I was just doing the intro, man. I got a lot. I got a lot on deck. I got 15 tabs up here. We're gonna chop it up. So basically, I want to talk on Haney-Norman. That's the first one I got pulled up, like what they've been doing lately in training and the hype leading up to it, because we're getting real close, right? A few weeks out, like 2.5 weeks out. So I want to chop it up on that, because that's a fight.
2 weeks out. They probably in 22nd. They probably in 22nd, 2 weeks away.
Right. Well, I mean, I said the half because it's not the weekend quite yet.
They should be leaving. As a matter of fact, if it's 2 weeks, they should be leaving for Saudi like this week, maybe.
Right, to get acclimated. I wouldn't do it like Martin McCauley and get knocked on my ass. Yeah. Take some time to acclimate. We got all kind of examples historically. Lennox Lewis didn't acclimate to, what was it, South Africa, or whatever that high elevation was. Got his ass rocked.
Yeah, he was doing a movie. He was doing that movie, Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11, exactly. Yep, you got it.
Getting his movie back.
Hey, real quick, let me do a roll call. Everyone in the building so far. I said Kalia. Shout out E-Rock. We got Dwayne. Shout out Dwayne Styles. I think I was chopping up with you on Johnny's panel. I don't know if it's the same Dwayne, but yeah. Shout out Dwayne. Okay. And all right, that's it for right now. But okay, let's dive into the content with no more nonsense. Let me share the screen. 1 second. Boom. Okay, so this is some recent footage. It's on the Ring Magazine page. Y'all, please be patient with me. I'm still getting used to this. I will have shit chopped up more neatly. You won't have all the comments on the side, but I'm brand new in the game, less than 3 months, so have a little patience. But I'm gonna show you all this footage of his training, how he's getting ready, and his mindset. More importantly, his mindset going into the fight. So let's get started. Oh, audio isn't coming through, huh? Nope. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna reload this.
Two. Go out there and be crazy. Work so hard they say, what the you doing? I'm being me. I mean, this is the most beautiful run ever. I mean, you see how it was when we first got here with dark. Sun started coming out, so y'all know by the end of that run, you hit that little stride, them hills start hitting. Got the sun coming out. Ain't nothing more peaceful, ain't nothing more beautiful.
Hey, fair use. It reminds me of my run earlier today. I was running in the rain. I'm not trying to, obviously, he's training way harder than me, but I was running in the rain with Champ. Shout out Champ on my side. We put in about, I don't know, 10. Let's solve 10 today. Let's go.
I'm telling you, just come out here, you get you one good run in a week. That's all you need. One good run, 5 miles. I don't care how fast, I don't care how slow. Just get it in your system, you know what I'm saying? It'll learn you something about life. It'll teach you about yourself. When them hills start hitting, you're gonna find out who you really are. Are you gonna quit? You're gonna keep going. You feel me? So now that's why you all gotta go right back into the pain. Go right back into that hurt. Keep asking yourself those questions and keep answering them each and every time. Am I enough? Am I good enough? Can I do it? Well, goddamn it, I just did it. After a crazy ass workout yesterday. And guess what? I do it after a crazy ass workout today. So I think I am able.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna give my reflection and I want y'all's opinion. Just a little short, Instagram short, but again, I can relate with the running because no one is making you run. You feel me? So it's like if you boxing, I'm not saying it's the same thing at all. Higher weight level, higher danger with boxing, but if you boxing, somebody's hitting you, the instinct is to hit back. When you're running out there on the road by yourself, like you see this footage, nobody's making you do that. You can stop at any time. So it really takes, it's the mindset is what I'm trying to get at. It's a mentality you got to be in to keep running, even though you're fucking tired. You already been in the gym for hours, and now you got to do road work to get your cardio, your conditioning up. That takes a lot of dedication. I know every fighter does road work, but I like how he spoke on it. I want to hear what y'all got to say about that. Mo, Shelton, anybody?
Yeah, one
Bueller?
thing. One thing that I really noticed from this video, and I haven't seen this video yet, is looking at the musculature on Norman's legs, like his fucking calves, bro. And
Okay.
that's one of the things that really worries me for Haney is that he looks like he has like the muscle on his legs reminds me of Pacquiao. You know what I mean? Where he's like one of those guys that can really pounce in really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that for whatever reason there's this fan narrative that somehow he's like slow on his feet is pretty crazy to me. Like, I mean, just look at him, look at his running. I mean, look at his fucking legs, dude. He looks like he has that kind of build where he's more springier on his step, just like Pacquiao used to be. He would just hop in and hop out, and then he'd be able to cut angles, stuff like that. One thing you bring that up about doing road work is really interesting. If you look at the history of boxing, the way the kind of orthodox opinion on road work has changed since like the golden days, like the 60s, 70s, 80s, where they would have guys running in the snow and running in combat boots and, you know, running 5 miles, 10 miles every morning, and they would just burn these guys out. Where now it seems like more often than not, it's the more exact opposite opinion where they have these fighters like Devin Haney that do less road work and more what is that, like strength and conditioning,
Skills training?
doing hurdles.
Strength and conditioning.
Yeah, doing hurdles and different kind of like reactionary things.
Agility.
Like we've seen him do. Yeah, we've seen him do in his footage. I don't know if you have. I'm sure there's some out there You know, like the zones put some stuff out there from what I've seen, where he's doing a lot of foot drills and a lot of stuff that you'd more likely see like a football player doing or like a basketball player doing.
No, I thought
So
about
that's
bringing that up.
very interesting.
Real quick, I'm gonna let you finish, but I thought about pulling up that footage. I did see some of the sideways hurdles, like high. I don't know how to describe it. You know what I'm talking about. But no, I didn't use that one. But I got some Haney footage later. I'm gonna be balanced. But yeah, I just wanted to start with the Norman because he's the less talked about, the less high profile fighter. But go ahead, man.
Yeah, but one thing in particular about the Norman camp and what I've seen, and I think it's really indicative of like their whole mindset, him as a fighter and his father as a trainer, and they really have a straight up a real bare bones, like back to basics, very simple, at least from what I've seen, kind of training regimen. Like if you've seen pictures of the gym where they train at, it's like, geez, it's like the Rocky gym. Like there's shit hanging off of the walls and like the floor is like half tore up and shit like that. Like I think people are really underestimating how hungry this kid is to the peril of Devin Haney. Oh, we can't hear you.
Talking with my mic muted. I got it. I caught up.
There you go.
Again, growing pains. But no, that hunger. I understand what you're talking about because they are both relatively young. I think within 3 years of each other, if I'm not mistaken. But since Devin is more accomplished, you got to give him that, right? Then Norman might have the edge in hunger. You know, when you've been starving your whole life and you see the opportunity, sometimes you seize it. I know I did. So that's what's up. Okay, cool. Shelton, you got anything to say about that Norman footage? That road work?
Yeah, man. I don't think Haney is as athletic as people say he is. I think people are just saying all the stuff about Haney because they know Haney more. This kid, you gotta look at what this kid's been through, man. You know, Top Rank was about to cut the kid. You know, when he lost when he had a no contest with Boca Chica. They weren't high on him. Then he had the Quentin Randall fight. He won, but he didn't look impressive. So they sent him out to San Diego to fight the #1 ranked guy in the WBO, Santillan, to lose. And he goes out there and stops that guy brutally, right? Stops in 9 rounds. Then he comes back. He's angling for the Boots fight, but Boots is trying to say that I'm the champion and you got to take what I give you. And he's like, no, if you want me to come to Philly to fight you, and I am the champion as well, you have to pay me more money. Or we can fight in Vegas for what you're offering. They said no. He moved on. He fought the Puerto Rican guy, knocked him out in 3 rounds. Then he came back, and this Jin Sasaki guy, he destroyed in 3 rounds. So this kid is not as bad a fighter as the masses want to make him out to be. This fight's going to be way more competitive than people think it's going to be. And I got this kid actually beating Devin Haney. Devin Haney, he doesn't do well when he's pushed, in my opinion. When he's pressured and pushed and made to fight, he doesn't do well.
Interesting. And
this guy isn't a 37-year-old Lomachenko. So I just think Brian Norman's going to be a little bit too much for Haney. And I think he's going to beat him.
Yeah, I was at that fight in San Diego, that Giovanni Santillan fight, and I think that fight's really overlooked by how big it was for his career. Not only just in him being a champion, but I mean, I was there, and dude, that whole arena was booing Norman since the second he stepped out of the dressing room. Like, I mean, it was Santillan. I mean, it's his hometown. They built it as this kid's homecoming. I mean, as far as I can see, they sent Norman in there to lose. You know,
I'm glad you brought that up, Mo. I want to let you land, but I want to let the audience know real quick that that's one of the it's actually like the unique topic. Besides all the current news, the topic I had on top of my brain was, are homecoming fights good or bad for fighters overall? And I got some research I did. I got some examples. So but go ahead. That's coming up later, y'all.
But I don't know what the odds were, but I think the general opinion was that Norman was supposed to lose that fight. It was I believe it was Navarrete was main eventing that.
It was 7-1.
Yeah, there you go. And then Santillan, it was
Yeah,
billed
that
as
was
his
his main
own
event.
thing.
It was the odds were 7-1.
Yeah, and Santillan was kind of like being built up by Top Rank to be their next big Mexican star in Southern California. I think Top Rank wanted for him to be the next guy that they'd be, booking in San Diego. They wouldn't have to rely on like the Valdezes and the Navarretes.
Well, Mo, you got to remember, he had just come off of beating the brakes off of Rocha. He had just come off of beating the brakes off of Rocha. Remember that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think really I've heard Norman Sr. say this, and he talks a lot. He goes on all those shows, and he's always calling into these podcasts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but I think there really is something to what he said, where he saw a noted change in the way Norman was dedicating himself to the sport before that fight, where it was like, and maybe it's just him growing into like his, whatever they say, like his man strength and him developing as an athlete and stuff like that. Maybe it's that as well. Right. But it was like you said, like he had some lackluster performances against Boca Chica, where I believe it ended on a head clash. A lot of Haney fans have been pointing to the Quentin Randall fight, because Quentin Randall was like a slick kind of back foot boxer, and he was frustrating Norman a lot. And then ever since then, he's just kind of like, if you can see it in him, the kernel of like a great fighter, which is every fight he gets better and he gets a new
wrinkle.
He becomes more dynamic as a fighter. So I think this fight is really, really big, not only because it could be an entertaining fight, not only because it could be really like a fork in the road for both men's careers, but I think we're meeting like a flexion point in the sport of boxing, where the winner of this fight might be illustrative of where the sport is going to go. Like, is this going to be an era of Devin Haney, or is this going to be an era of Brian Norman?
Damn, you think it's that big? Okay, so you see in the title, I said, is Haney-Norman underhyped? So I guess you wouldn't, not in your mind, but in the public perception, do you think it's underhyped? I mean, it's not even the main event, and you're talking about this is going to dictate where boxing.
Of course he is. Of course he's underhyped, but you can't expect him
I'm talking
to be the main event when you got David Benavidez on the card.
Not either fighter. The fight itself, is it underhyped? Is it like people? I don't want to say overlooking.
No, it's where it's supposed to be. You got David Benavidez on the card, CJ. You can't put this guy over a two-time 168-pound champion.
It's the bigger fight to me. The fight, not the opponent, not the name.
To you, but to you, it's the bigger fight. To the people, that's putting it on.
Okay, hold on. Let me push back. Devin, former undisputed, two-division champion. Norman, current champion. Devin coming up to challenge him. After a lot of controversy, he said, "Fuck another tune-up. I'm ready to challenge the quote-unquote man. The not uncrowned, but you know what I'm saying. Like he's not undisputed, so it's not
right. I got you.
The perceived man at 147. That's big time to me. Yard probably passed it. We've seen him take L's before, so my mind, this is a bigger fight. That's why I say
you got Benavidez, put it up there. But you got Benavidez, who's a two-division champion as well, 68-75.
Yeah, but never undisputed. Go ahead, sell me.
Yeah, but and Mo can tell you this. Hold on. And Mo can tell you this. They shitted on Haney's undisputed so bad, bro. They just shit all over
it. Yeah, with the franchise and all
that. That's how he got it. They shit all over it. Because of how he got it. And the guy he beat for it.
Hey, only time I see him take a quote unquote L, the dude was on PEDs. So I'm willing to give him a second chance, but I'm somewhere in between. Let me say it like this. So I spoke on what Mo was saying. Now let me speak on what you were saying earlier about this fight, Shelton. I put a small amount of bread. It wasn't no rack. I put 100 on Norman because that's what my head says. But my heart, and I said this across multiple podcasts, my heart says Haney because he was hated on. To your point, that's why I brought that up. They hated on him from way back from Undisputed to the Loma fight, saying that was some bullshit. Which it could have gone either way if we're being objective about it. Anyway, from that to the fucking when he got fucking cheated. The PEDs against the racist motherfucker. He's been so hated on, and mainly because of his pops, I think. But all this bullshit he's been through, I'm like, man, I wouldn't be mad if he came back and snatched his crown back. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at with it. Hey, shout out CT in the chat. Y'all got it.
Oh, it would be a great story. It would be a great story, bro. The problem for Haney is it.
You broke
Haney
up.
Always looks great against all guys. When he fights guys his own size, his own weight, his own age, he doesn't look too good.
And you got to sit still somewhere, CT. You're always walking around and your service is spotty. I'm not clowning, but it's just, I think I heard what you said. He fights a guy smaller.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you hear that?
He fights smaller guys?
What I said was Haney always looks great against small guys. But when he fights guys his own age, his own size, he doesn't look too good.
Well, again, we don't have a big enough sample size. The only one you could cite is the PED dude, so I'm not counting that. But who else has been his own weight?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But we'll see.
We're gonna see. That's the beautiful thing about boxing.
But we got a sample size in 20 seconds. We got a sample size.
No, that don't count. Even the NYSAC, the athletic commission, said it don't count. So I'm gonna wipe that away, and I'm gonna give him room to redeem himself. I'm gonna say that. I'm not gonna say it didn't happen, but I can't respect PEDs, man. That's across the board. But then the racism, that's when he put too much sauce on it. That was bad enough. You feel me? Too much sauce on it. Anyway, okay. To be fair, I'm gonna move on to the next tab. Okay, I gotta change the UWAP. There we go. So I gave Norman his shine. Now let's see what's Devin been up to.
Anytime, Devin Haney on the clock.
Hey, fair use. This is for commentary purposes only. You know what I mean? But
shout out Fight Hype.
Yes, shout out Fight Hype. Thank you, sir. It's mainly showing off his build and like how this is more of his natural weight. That's what this video is about. Perfect. We'll see at the
best fight in the world, pound for pound.
What do you do to get your body in shape? Keep your body in shape like that. What's your diet?
Let's go.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Just eat. Now I can eat. That's all you got to do. You already got the workout regimen.
Right, where did you start?
I like flies.
I'm not talking about mentality. I'm talking about
Again, fair use. We got to break this shit up. Can't just let it run. But you see him using the resistance bands to do all type of shit. Flies. I'll go like shoulder flies now. Okay, let's go. Yeah.
I was watching the Slava Fest. You see the difference. November 22nd. Brian Norman's on his back.
Okay, real quick. You guys want to comment on that? What you just seen? Does he look? How does he look to you?
I mean, I always think he's always came into fights with like a good physique, real chiseled and well conditioned. In fact, I think one of the best and understated parts about Devin Haney as a fighter is always his conditioning, and like he has such great staying power where he can keep the pace up for 12 rounds, which in my opinion is usually what bails him out. I think that's what bailed him out in the Loma fight, and the fact that he was still able to, dig deep and pull all that out in the 12th round, which seemed to be very deciding in that fight.
Okay.
But I don't know if I buy that whole thing of like, oh, now he's at his natural weight now, so he should be better and healthier and stronger because he's eating
That's
more.
what
It's
I
like,
wanted to get at. I would agree, only as a former pro, not pro, former amateur wrestler. It didn't matter in pros. But no, if I had to cut weight, no, I wouldn't be at my full strength. I would have an advantage. It's the same principle, right? Because I get to wrestle a smaller or fight a smaller guy, but I'm not at my peak if I was just pigging out as I should have been as a teenager. You feel me? So that's where I'm at with it. But no, hey, again, the beautiful thing we're gonna get to see, but I kind of do, just due to my own personal experience. So maybe that makes me biased. You could say that, but I know when I had to cut weight, I was diminished. You got it.
yeah, the thing that I don't buy necessarily is like, I don't. It's difficult to weigh that up against his competition. So, for instance, let's say he's cutting down from 160 to 147. Well, who's to say Norman isn't cutting down from 170 to 147 or 180? You know what I mean, and so on and so forth. Like, so it's kind of difficult to gauge that. I would say throughout the history of boxing, it's 99% of the time when a fighter moves up in weight, they don't carry their power. The same has been true for Loma, for Shakur, for Tio, for Josh Taylor, for
Okay, you
Bud,
make a great point, but
for
let me rebut
Canelo.
it. Real quick. Let me rebut it like this. I'm just thinking in real time, and being real. You could say that, but were any of those fighters you just named considered quote unquote weight bullies prior to that? The point I'm trying to make is it was like, yeah, they moved up as they got older, but they were never considered like they were shrinking themselves down to make a weight that was quote unquote unfair. So you can't have it both ways, right? Either he's at more at his natural weight and was shrinking himself down, or it doesn't fucking matter. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh, I feel what you're saying. I just mean like, well, that's the thing though. Is more commonly when fighters move up in weight, that's when you start to see them having to deal with those what before were the benefits, now they're deficits because now they can't rely on things like their size and their strength to bully guys the way a guy like Josh Taylor. I believe Josh Taylor was considered a weight bully. I think he really outsized most of the guys at 140 at least. And the same thing, it always bailed him out. It bailed him out in the Catterall fight, and it bailed him out in the Regis Prograis fight. But that's just my opinion. I personally think that won't be a factor. I think it'll really be just a matter of David Haney is really good at being a back foot boxer, and we're going to see how good of a back foot boxer he is in this fight, and that's his only path to victory, in my opinion.
Okay, fair enough. Let me do some quick
You got to remember too that
hold on, Shelton.
The biggest.
Shelton, let me quarterback this real quick. I'm gonna let you speak. We got somebody backstage. I don't recognize. I'm sorry if I seen you before, homie. I appreciate you tapping in, but I'm gonna need you to cam up real quick because I can't have any troll. Okay, cool. You can cam down. I got you. I'm gonna let Hugo go because he's just tapping in, and then Shelton, you can follow up. Let's go. What up, Hugo? What's up with you?
Hey, what's up, man? All right.
Chilling. I'm just curious before I let you go. How did you find my channel?
I think you did one. I think I started seeing your first streams after the fact, but you were on Black Brown, and then
okay,
and then I heard about your channel, and I don't like that channel, so I don't know what happened to it, but yeah, I heard you. I've been on your panel before. I talked about the last time I was on. I think we talked about Crawford Canelo the night after. I want to say, yeah, you had one or bad.
It wasn't my panel. Well, no, maybe it was. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. It was your panel because it was on your channel. It was on this channel. I didn't. I usually don't waste my time with most panels like Black and Browns. That's why I just went on there to talk shit. Remember? Yeah, anyways, yeah.
All right, man. What you got to say about this Haney-Norman or anything in boxing you want to talk about? It's an open panel.
Oh, I'm not really that interested in the Haney fight, man. It's gonna be a good night of fights. I have a feeling that the 22nd is gonna be a banger of you have so many fights in there. Good, great lineup. Um, we'll see what happens. I'm not a Haney fan. I want to see Norman.
You must be driving. You cut out for a minute. Okay. I'm gonna let you circle back. I think it was Shelton's turn.
Yeah, you got the biggest question
So
you got to worry about in this fight is, can Haney fix that?
Say again.
Go ahead, bro.
Hello?
You just came back.
No.
You got cut out. Go ahead.
Yeah, you cut out. Go ahead and finish your intro. Here you go.
Yeah, can you still hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I could hear you again now.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. No, yeah, I was just saying, Haney's not a guy I like watching, so I'm not really interested in this fight. I'm interested in the other fights, and I think it's gonna be a good ass night. So that's it. We could talk about whatever. I don't know what you guys were talking about currently.
No, it's cool. Okay, I know. I want to let you land for real, and then we'll pass to Shelton.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is,
hold on. No, Shelton, hold on.
What I was gonna say is this.
Shelton, please. I just want to follow up with Hugo real quick. You said you're looking to the card. Looking forward to the card. Which fight in particular is like a favorite fight you're looking forward to? Is it Benavidez? Is it who else?
The two fights I'm looking forward to is Bam and Abdullah Mason and Crooks, because I think they're gonna throw down. Yeah. I think they're talented prospects, so I think that fight particularly even be fight of the night. But Bam and Martinez for sure, and then for sure Benavidez is all right. Like I think it should be somebody's. I have a feeling somebody's gonna get knocked out, so that's the only positive part of it. But I'm not too big of a Benavidez fan. I think he has to just be a lot more active and get good fights. And I don't know, a lot of people are moving differently, these days. So it's hard to who knows exactly what people want to get, what matchups they want to get, when they want to get those matchups. I think everybody has a roadmap in mind. So that's all I know for certain. But I just wish obviously you guys spoken about it before. I just wish people were more active, a little bit more. But yeah, that's it.
I feel you. Okay, good take. I respect it. All right, Shelton. Now I'll let you land.
Yeah, just gotta see if Haney can fix the fact that every time he throws that jab, he opens up. He's fighting a guy with a hell of an uppercut and a hell of a left hook. So if he can't fix that, if he hasn't fixed that issue, he's probably gonna get caught and he's probably gonna get slept. Because this guy got good feet, this guy's explosive, he's faster than people think he is, and he hits hard. That's telling you how hard he hits. So
I feel it.
If Devin Haney's still throwing that jab the way he threw that jab against Ryan, he's probably going to get uppercutted and knocked out.
I can't imagine that he hasn't been working on that, and that's not like the main thing on his mind. I hope he doesn't get in his head, but I hope it's not too much on his mind, if that makes sense. Yo, I want to say what's up to the chat real quick. My homeboy, the Griot, shout out. I known this man for over 20 years, so thank you for tapping in. I didn't even send you the link, homie. So yeah, you must have seen me on down your feed. Shout out. We're grinding. Anyone want to speak on this before we move on to the next?
I agree with Mo, and I agree with Shelton. I think Haney has he has skills to win a fight. He has the footwork. He has the boxing IQ. Haney does have good body punching for a guy on his back foot. He does work the body, and I think he has to mix it up. I don't think he'll be able to beat Brian Norman just purely boxing. If it's just like a Jose Ramirez performance, I think he's going to find himself going into the ropes, backing himself up too much. And I think Brian Norman is able to cut up the ring, because I think people are underrating Brian Norman's feet. I think I agree. The whole narrative for against Brian Norman is like he's not going to be quick enough to reach Devin. I think at 24, and I'd be shocked, man, because honestly, I could be wrong. Devin could completely shut this guy out. And even though I'm predicting Brian Norman to knock him out, I could be totally wrong. And if I'm wrong, as I said this before, Haney got to go in the pound per pound, at least top 10. if he beats Brian Norman at 147 in his debut. But I agree with Shelton. I think Haney, when he throws the jab, he's a little exposed. That arm tends to fall down, that rear arm. And I think Haney's head movement, hopefully they've been working on it. But I did see Haney get caught a bit, not just like from Ryan Garcia, but Jojo Diaz, Jose Linares, even Lomachenko. Haney, he tends to keep his head in the line. And you wouldn't expect that from Haney, but the comparison between Haney and Floyd is stops when it comes to head movement, because Floyd could fight in the pocket and move his head out the way, whereas Haney, he relies more on his feet. Haney has elite feet. He can get away from you on his feet, but when it comes to his head movement, I think he'll have to work on that to avoid Brian Norman's power.
No, absolutely, I agree. Again, I got Norman, man. If you want to put a gun to my head, I got Norman. Let me just say this real quick, and I'll let you follow up. No, his head movement is not there, and that's very disappointing. But that's not his defense, like you said, it's his feet. And I'm sure they've been maintaining that, like throw the jab and fucking, hold the phone, as they say. So that's got to be it. I cannot imagine after the I don't know, it's been a year and a half, whatever the fuck it's been, that they ain't been working on that. But y'all got it.
Yeah, that's my only issue with him as a.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Yeah,
I just want to say to Homeboy's point. I'm sorry. I passed it and then I had a thought. No, to was that Koki? To your point, it has been a recurring issue. So I will acknowledge that it wasn't just one fight, but now you got to work on it because you're moving up. Dude's got more power. I'm gonna really pass the mic now. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's my only issue with Haney as a fighter. Like I said, I don't know how good he'll do in the. Obviously, I'm not a fan, but going up, I wonder what the punch resistance is going to be. I wonder how the chin is going to hold up. I wonder if he transfers his speed over. The power has always been his least greatest asset, but it's there. But I just don't know. The shot selection, it's half and half for me. I think out of a lot of these guys that are up and coming, I think even though he holds a high position, I know you guys like him. For I'm gonna hear you out. I'm gonna hear your reasons why you like him. I think he gets hit too often, regardless. So there's only very few things that I think he does good, like that the left hand to the body and right cross. Like he pretty much, that's like his money shot. So I could see him doing that throughout the fight, but we'll see, man. To me, he's a doubt for actor in my mind. He's just too many questions still, but I just don't understand what the point. How is he getting hit that often? What's the thought process in the camp, or like I don't understand, because I know people want to make comparisons with Floyd, but honestly, I think Floyd is he's exceptional all around. Better presence of mind, better shot selection, superior footwork in all the angles, superior angles. Like they're not even the same fighter, but you know what I mean. I'm only it'd be interesting to see. That's what I'm only really interested to see what happens. But if he gets knocked out, that'll do me some good, because I'm like, all right,
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna say it like this. Oh, you want to know why I like him? It's not that I like him. Again, I went over it before, but it's just the redemption story, because I'm a motherfucker. As a divorced man, I've been down and out, and then I made my comeback. I finally got on, so I'm like, damn, people hating on me and doubting me, so I'm gonna overcome the odds. So I like again, I like the redemption arc. That's more of it than anything. I mean, but I will acknowledge that. Hold on, real quick. Bill's from the town. I'm from the East Side. You know what I mean? Shut up, take yo ho. But I didn't mean to say that. I forgot Bill was a pimp. I shouldn't say that. Anyway, so I am a little bit biased in that regard, even though Devin is not from the town. So I'll acknowledge that. But do y'all want to answer my man Egrio at the gym, putting in that work? Shout out to you, but he's in the chat. He says in the chat, what if Norman just ends up being very overrated and Haney outboxes him? Was the second part of that. Do y'all want to speak to that? Do you think that's the case?
I think he's underrated, if anything.
I tend to agree. Let me know you. Let y'all know rather about my man Griot. He's like a pure boxing fan, more hardcore than me. I suggested he start a channel years ago, way before I even thought about this shit, way before I got on any panel. So this motherfucker knows his shit. I'm not saying he doesn't have his bias, but yeah, he's down for the crown. Shout out to NY. That's where he's from too. So yeah, man. Okay. So Mo thinks Norman is underrated. I'm gonna
Well, to the Griot's point, because since Hugo brought it up, hey, Manny Pacquiao is one of the greatest fighters who ever lived. This dude is a living legend, one of the greatest living boxers today, and he got outboxed by a lot of great fighters. You can still be a great puncher, a great fighter, be outboxed, and also be not overrated.
Yeah,
Just
yeah. Well, which point were you addressing exactly? Because
because someone in the chat was saying that what if Norman is just overrated and Haney outboxes him anyway?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You think that's possible, or you just can't leave no room for that?
I think he could outbox him, but it's gonna be in the typical Haney fashion. It's not gonna be anything crazy. I can see the deficiency in Norman coming in. He just has issues chasing guys like that. Even lesser talented people that he fought. What was it, like 3 fights ago or 4 fights ago? I remember vaguely seeing that. I forget the kid's name. You just mentioned them early on. I was popping in and out of your stream, but you talked. I think so, yeah. But the guy that was moving, he had issues catching him, so that's the only really I could see just in that space. He could just tag him and move, tag him, move, tag him, move, and I think maybe he'll get caught in the level changes. That's what I'm feeling with Norman. Norman might crack him that way. He might want to. You mentioned that sometimes he stays his head is always in the center, kind of. He just doesn't move his head. Sometimes he level changes, and he also has that sort of weirdo. I don't know what it is. I honestly don't know what, but I can see him cracking him there. So, but yeah, if it's like on paper, I think Haney could just tap him, move, tap him, move. So.
Okay.
Norman I think is properly rated.
Yeah, I agree. Just to put a cap on this one point, to give you a historical comparative, Roy Jones Jr. outboxed Bernard Hopkins probably like 10 or 12-0, I forget. But just washed him completely, and then Bernard Hopkins went on to dominate the division for like 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So a guy can get outboxed and he can still go on to be a great fighter. That's all I'm saying. Okay. I think Norman has the capabilities to be that good, just dominate the welterweight.
That is an outlier, but I do like what I see with the kid. I can't wait to see more. That's all I'm gonna say. Damn, I know I'm overcooking this fight, but I'm gonna read your shit, Griot. Shout out to you for being active in the chat, but I'm gonna move to the next slide. It's still about Norman, but and then we're actually gonna move to some other subjects. Let's put about an hour into this, but anyway, Griot, that's exactly what I mean. When fighters win decisively recently, we oversell those performances versus their actual level. Okay, I mean, you could dominate one fight and not really be there, especially with a stoppage. I get it. Sometimes fighters improve, but sometimes their matchups improve. Of course, you got to build the fighter. Nowadays, you didn't used to be like that, but to a certain extent, even my boy, Big Iron Mike had some some plumbers like in his first 5. Anyway, Hopkins Roy Jones was 8-4. That's cool. I was like 9-3. I could go back and rewatch it. It's on my playlist. If y'all don't know, I got a boxing playlist with all kind of historic shit, like 300 fights on there. At best. Okay, so you thought it wasn't that dominant. Let's move to the next slide, y'all. Boom. Okay, so again, I'm digging into the mentality of Norman because he is the underdog. So I really wanted to, in pro wrestling terms, put him over. Give him some motion so people understand that he really has a solid shot at this shit. So you see the picture. But let's dig down. Brian Norman Jr. fires back at Devin Haney's experience, quote unquote, experience talk You either have it or you don't. And I saw this interview. I wish I had that footage, but I couldn't find it in time. Yeah, so basically, I'll sum it up. We don't got to go through the whole shit. He was saying that it doesn't matter if I've been on this big time stage before, because that's a lot of people's main critique. Like, oh, he ain't been under the bright lights. Haney has. He's undisputed. He fought Loma. He fought all these big fights. Cool, which is true. But he's like, if you're that skilled, if you're that tapped in, if you're a special fighter, it don't matter if you've been there before, because at one time, nobody had been there before. You don't come out of the womb under the bright, well, I guess you do under the bright lights, but you feel what I'm saying. Yeah, no one is born onto the big stage. You got to work your way up no matter who you are. So that was his main shit. So let's put a bow on it, because we got so much more to talk about. Y'all do y'all like that mentality, or you think he's just trying to cope with the fact that he has a lack of experience at the top level and his resume is not the most impressive? How do y'all feel about it?
I mean, my first reaction is like, like, what is he supposed to say? Yeah, the guy, he's better than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course he's gonna say that. I mean, I'm sure he really believes that, but I think that's a good attitude, but I think it's somewhat misguided. To me, the difference in the disparity in experience is less has to do with the right and more with the level of variety of competition. So, like I mentioned earlier, I think the only time I've seen Norman fight a good boxer was the Quentin Randall fight, and I haven't seen him fight that style since. So I think that kind of experience is more the difference maker than, let's say, fighting in like Saudi Arabia in a big arena.
But at least that's good that he showed that somewhat as some adaptation, right? So that's positive. Because I don't necessarily mind whether or not he believes in himself. I actually prefer that if a fighter is somewhat delusional. Because what I don't want what I don't like about certain fighters, no matter what the style is, because first of all, he shouldn't be comparing himself to Haney. Him and Haney are different people, and then after that, they fight differently. So he should just focus on what he does good, because Haney got where he's at. I personally don't like it, like how way he fights or whatever, but he got there how he got there because of what he does good, So Norman should focus on that, and that's not bad. Because what I don't like to see is when certain fighters one up a guy even outside of the ring. I think that's like just mentally shows like a crack. Like for example, when Virgil Ortiz was talking about Canelo outside the ring, and then he was talking about that he cracked him with the hardest shot, he hit him, and then Canelo just said, "Oh yeah, that's it, let's go." And to me, at first, I wanted to see that fight. My back, I think that was maybe 2 years ago, and the prospective fights in the future, I wanted to see Virgil against Canelo and then Boots against Canelo. That would be pretty good, and hopefully in a even weight class. Well, but now Canelo's a different fighter. I think he's pretty much done. But that when Virgil said that, immediately in my mind, I said, "Nah, fuck that." Like the kid's he's not gonna wanna. You got to go in there to hurt dudes. You gotta have a competitive mindset. You don't necessarily have to be evil or
malicious,
or dirty. Yeah. Like however you can get to that point is people get there differently. So as long as you can stay competitive and focused, that's what matters with Norman. And if I was him, I would just be focused on that. At least he's shown some adaptation. He showed a little bit different gear. So just do what you do, man. Just you can't compare yourself to that guy. He might have more experience, but yeah, he shouldn't be saying, "Oh, I'm a weaker fighter than him" or nothing. Like, nah, you gotta believe in your skills. So that's it.
No, but I appreciate that, Hugo. That was a real perspective. But yeah, to most point, he's not gonna come out and say I'm a little bitch or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But, he could have. Let me can back up for this. Let's put some game. He could have just said, "Oh, it's not a factor," right? That would have been the easier cop out. But why I like his response is it came from more of a sports psychology perspective. Again, I never boxed, but I done combat sports, and in addition to football, baseball. Now I play softball because I'm old as fuck. But I've been in a lot of sports. Is my point. You know, taekwondo, wrestling with the combat sports, jiu-jitsu, all type of shit. I say that to say, like, you can call it like being delusional, but no, it's like that's really his mindset. And Mo alluded to it. He said, I think he believes it, but I don't think it's delusional because it's like I know that deeper gear I can tap into because of what I've been through. Like, I ain't run a full marathon, but I have run 21 miles. So I know what it's like to come across that mental edge, bump up against it, and now I know what I got to do to get better from that. So I say that to say this. Yeah, from a sports psychology perspective, absolutely. I love it. And shit, I might put a little more bread on him. Not that I want to see Devin fail again. My heart is with him, but my head and everything that he's saying, it looks good to me. So that's where I'm
Yeah.
at with it.
Yeah, as long as
Okay.
he's focused, that's what matters, in my book. Get dialed in, put it on him, put him out.
And Hugo,
That's
I
it.
don't like Devin's style either. That's what holds me back. Look at my shirt, homie. That's my favorite boxer. So no. Obviously, I prefer a more aggressive approach while being defensively sound. You feel me? Like he had it all. Took me back to the 80s. Anyway, okay, let's go. We're going to actually move on to the main topic as far as the title is fucking this Tank shit. So what I did do yesterday on yesterday's stream is I spoke on what's next for Jake Paul as far as replacement opponents. And, ends up being some bullshit either way. That was the consensus. But what I want to speak on today is what's next for Tank. And also, before I even get to that, the hypocrisy of a Jake Paul, because he has had not the same, but similar accusations by women. If y'all didn't know that. I didn't know that before a couple of days ago when the fucking fight got canceled. So, we were learning together, but I want to share this. I want to share what Jake Paul said. I'm not going to do I'm not going to do the full thing. There we go. But basically, I'll read the first couple paragraphs. It's from Jake Paul on X. Gervonta Davis is an actual walk-in human piece of garbage. Working with him is an absolute nightmare. The unprofessionalism, the bizarre requests, the showing up hours late to shoots, the numerous arrests and related accusations and lawsuits. That's what I'm trying to get to. If you support this man, you support the most vile sin a man can commit. Oh boy. Next one. And this will be the last one. I didn't want to give this woman abuser a platform to grow his fans and to grow his bank account. My company champions women. That is true, but okay. I'm so sorry to everyone involved, mostly to the undercard fighters, to my team at MVP, and to my team who worked so hard prepping for this fight. Sacrificing time with loved ones and kids just for this fool to lose his unintelligent mind again. It's scary that devilish man like this can rise to the top of culture and sports, including positions of power. Before y'all respond, next tab. Okay. This is what I didn't know. Headline. 2 women accuse Paul of SA. Don't say it. Y'all say SA if you refer to it. Don't get me flagged. In 2021. And again, I'm not saying that he's guilty. I'm saying that it's hypocritical that before shit is proved that he would come with that same energy because his bag, really it's about the bag, right? We all know that. At the end of the day, follow the money. But because his bag got fucked up in a bullshit cartoon WWE, and I can say that as a former pro wrestler, WWE fight, then he's going to throw him under the bus. And I'll put this in context. I'm going to just read it. In April 2021, 2 women came forward with abuse allegations against Paul, Jake Paul, of course. The first was Justin, I've heard it pronounced both ways, Paradise, who has over 500,000 TikTok followers. She released a 20-minute YouTube video in which she accused Paul of sexual abuse, alleging he forced her to perform indecent acts on him in his bedroom at the Team 10 house. I don't even know what the fuck that is. In July 2019. I'm not a YouTube dude. I'm just here. She said they danced and kissed consensually at first, but that it became non-consensual as Paul got progressively physical with her. I have my own thoughts on that. I'll read a little more, and then I'll let y'all weigh in. Paul denied Paradise's allegation in a Twitter statement, calling it manufactured. He said he never had a sexual relationship with her. You can't say that. Just not essay. Later that month, the actor and model. So this is the other one that's all reading a little farther. I want to preface it like this. I'm not even a gossip dude. I'm just pointing out possible hypocrisy. I am not the headline fucking who's smashing who dude. I'm just pointing out, since the fight got canceled and you threw the other man under the bus, are your hands clean? I'll read this last one and y'all can speak. Later that month, the actor and model Rayleigh Lawley, again, I'm reading this in real time. I didn't anyway, I didn't Rayleigh Lawley accused Paul of groping her without her consent in 2017, per the New York Times. Lawley began working with Paul when she was 17 and said he would call her jailbait, the Times reported. That's enough. We can stop it right there. So it is kind of hypocritical. And I say this to give it perspective, zoom out, as a man who has been falsely accused of domestic, never essay, I mean, come on, but of domestic, falsely, again, I never touched any woman because of what I grew up with. But I don't believe all women is what I'm saying. So for him to just throw old boy under the bus, granted, he does have a history, but so does he. So if someone said the same shit about him, I mean, he's a fucking millionaire, probably damn near a billionaire. If someone just popped out and said, oh, well, he has a history of these accusations, so believe her, would he have the same energy? Y'all got it.
I mean, all this just makes me think it was Netflix that kind of, told Tank to fuck off more than Jake Paul. I mean, because look at what you just read. If this is true, like, even if it isn't true, Jake is a fucking scumbag. You think he cares about making a couple $100 million off of Tank Davis? He don't give a fuck. I mean, it's for real. He's the home of women's boxing, but he picked Tank to begin with, so.
I think he's still on the way to raising his profile, but he's going about it in a very strategic manner. It's not about this payday. It's about how far up the ladder can I climb before I have to face a real fighter. And if I get starched, then at least it was worth it. How much, it's baby steps. Like, I'm trying to build the channel. He's trying to build his movement. You feel me? That's how I feel about it. Hey, I got to step out for like a minute and a half. Y'all hold it down, please. But yeah, please talk about this. Is he a hypocrite because he has similar allegations? Let me know.
Yeah,
he fucking body tanked though on Twitter. He was like, "Oh, he's a fucking scumbag. I can't believe it." Like, he's clutching all his pearls. I was like, "Damn, I didn't expect him to go that hard."
Who said what? Jake Paul said after the fight?
Oh yeah, dude. He tweeted up a storm saying that Tank is a fucking scumbag and he cares about women and all this shit, and he doesn't want to reward Tank's bad behavior. He went off on this dude.
Well, that's just stupid shit, right? With what CJ just wrote. So then why propose to fight in the first place? If it was about principles, see, he's clearly. I agree. He's a scumbag. He's a hypocrite. I don't understand. Even first of all, Tank shit is none of my business. I understand women can get crazy. It is what it is. That's his shit. I really don't care at the end of the day what he does with his life. But if well, everybody knows this about Tank. Like, Tank does whatever he does outside. I don't think he's as crazy as people say, but for sure, that's his life, man. I don't really care. But yeah, if he felt so strongly about it, why get the fight in the first place? He's just grandstanding for the platform. I'm pretty sure also either it was his promotion or somebody in the team or Netflix for sure that wanted him to just come out with a statement and shit and just say all this crap. Because ultimately, that's how he's making his money, by getting all those women to fight cheaply. He brings those type of fights to that specific fan base on Netflix. Most of the people that are subscribers or part of that space don't know practically nothing about boxing at all. Most of the people that I know of that have been watching the fights like that are like streamer people or gamers or people that just love watching what's that fucking series called? I never saw that shit, but the Game of Thrones shit. You know, they're just casual, like as casual as you can get. They're just exposed to a larger. It's just a shit ton of people watching, basically, in Netflix. So that's all it is. But yeah, he's a piece of garbage too. I've heard a lot of shit from him too. I haven't looked thoroughly into both him and his brother, the Paul brothers, but in my opinion, yeah, they've had shit like that since they were young. I believe his father was actually convicted or something like that, man. I want to say that he was he was doing some weird crap. But case in point, yeah, just like a complete hypocrite of a person to say that. Why would you entertain the fight at all? Me personally, when I don't like somebody or I don't like anything that they say or they do, I don't talk to them. I don't say anything. I don't fuck with them. I don't tweet at them. I don't do anything. I just let it be, So he's just a piece of garbage, man. He's getting paid like how you said. He's moving strategically. That's all it is. I don't know who watches his fights, honestly, but for whatever reason, people watch the circus. I know a lot of it's his fan base, and honestly, the people that I've seen that watch him are just either they're really young or they're just that type of weirdo group right now, man. That's on the internet, just weirdo crap. Just this like donating for people. I don't know. I don't get it, man. It's not. I'm not that old, but I'm not that young. But that's some weird shit, man. I just don't, whatever. It is what it is. People watching.
All right. So, well, I'm gonna say this, and we can move on because I didn't want to cook on that too long. I just want to point out hypocrisy where I see it. That when I saw the Tyson Paul fight, for example, I was up. I won't give you the full background. I was up visiting my mom in Roseville, California, and I went across the street to the bar, and that's where I watched it. So the bartender, all the female bartenders were hella into the Serrano Taylor, you know what I mean? That one before, not the last one, but the prior one on that undercard. And then when we watched the main event, they were like, "Oh, well, the ladies put it down better than the men." Which, again, I was trying to tell them it was a gimmick fight, but when you ask who watched it, that's who's watching it. You feel me? So it was just some super casual shit. Oh, shout out my guy Just Do showing love to a baby channel like mine. I appreciate you. Yeah, man. We tapped in. You're a real one. I'll be watching your shit. Oh, yeah. So, okay, cool. Now let's move on back to real boxing. That's enough of that. This December 6th card. Have y'all heard about this? It just dropped, I want to say yesterday, the full shit. We got Pitbull Cruz versus Lamont Roach. Fire. Arislan De Lara versus Janabek. I won't even attempt to pronounce his last name. Stephen Fulton versus Oshaki Foster. Jesus Ramos Jr. versus Shane Mosley Jr. Okay. And then, goddamn, how the mighty have fallen from the main event to the prelims. But shout out Frank Martin versus Rances Barthelemy. Wow. Let me think about this. This is so recent. Again, I love the main event, but I also love the top three. The top three I'm really looking forward to. I might put a little bread out on Foster because I think he's the underdog, the under diggity right now. But yeah, man, I think he's on his way up and Fulton is on his way down. But if y'all want to speak on this real boxing card, feel free.
I actually think Foster's the favorite. I think we were talking about it yesterday with Yan.
Okay.
I think
that's what y'all were talking. When you were explaining the betting odds, I scrolled through that. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, I think Foster's a 130 favorite.
Okay.
He's a bigger guy, which he should be. I mean, he's the bigger guy. Fulton had one fight at 126, and then now he's moving up to 130. I think that's a dumb idea, but I don't know. If that's where the money is, that's where he's gonna fight.
He's trying to cash out, exactly.
Yeah.
That's how I see it anyway. Okay. Well, shit. I figured that Fulton was a more well-known fighter, but yeah, I would take Foster even if it was 50-50. Okay. Well, fuck it. Let's go main event. Cruz and Roach. It's like a Bone Thugs and Harmony. Hold on. Let me get the camera. A Bone Thugs and Harmony meet you at the Crossroads fight because both, as y'all know, are ex-opponents of Tank. Tank just fucking threw his career in the trash essentially, because he said, I say that to say not that he's not a credible skilled fighter, but he said he was about payday, right? I just want to get the bread and get out this bitch, and now you fucked up the bag. Anyway, the storyline, both these in triangle theory. I don't fight it buy into that, but common opponent. I should say that, not triangle. Common opponent and Tank. So shit. Okay, Pitbull is the puncher, right? The more aggressive, typical come forward Mexican style. Roach, I didn't see a ton of him. All I really saw was Pro Box, and I need to do more research. But I saw Pro Box and obviously the Tank. Went back and watched that. Shit. Now that's 50-50, in my opinion. What's y'all's opinion?
This card makes me laugh, bro, because they're all like well-known fighters, right? They're like popular fighters, but there's no like one guy on here that stands out of like, oh, this is the star. This is like the main event. All these are good fights, but it has the feeling of like none of like all of these are interchangeable. You could put any one of these cards, you could put this in the order don't matter. They could switch up all the fights day of and it's gonna be the same, you know what I mean? Like I don't think there's anybody like, oh boy, I can't wait to fucking have my fucking popcorn and beer ready for Pitbull Roach, you know what I mean? Like
no, but
this
to
is
your
like,
point, it's a hardcore card.
This is what you want, yeah.
That's
this
what
is
we
a
want to see.
PBC
That's what I want to see.
fan card.
Oh, PBC, yeah, it is PBC, obviously, but yeah, man. I mean, I'm hyped for it because I think there are a lot of quality fighters that are, could go either way. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Koki, you've been quiet for a minute. Oh, Hugo, you can speak. Anybody?
Yo, I want to say real quick with this card, right? How many of these guys at each fight you see as a top guy, potential top guy at their respective division? Like, for example, you see Pitbull Cruz winning a belt at 140 again, or Lamar Roach.
Yeah, 140 is not like top heavy.
I see Janabek being a top guy, possibly, if he's not already.
Okay.
Yeah, Foster, Janabek, Cruz, and Roach even. But Roach might have some trouble with some of the matchups. I don't know if he's still trying to stay up or go down. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know if he'll
doubt
go back
it.
to.
How do you guys feel about Jesus Ramos?
Oh,
I haven't seen
I'm
much
not.
of Ramos.
I'm gonna be real. I'm not very familiar with him. I know Mosley Jr. I don't know. I'm sorry.
He's under Golden Boy, right? He's with De La Hoya.
Yeah.
Damn. I wonder if he trains with Robert Garcia.
Hey, Grio, get your ass out that gym and hop on the panel. Tell me about Ramos. Come on, underrated. Okay.
I'm trying to hit up Matias's people. I'm trying to be like, yo, get Robert Garcia as a trainer, man. Robert Garcia would take Matias, Subriel Matias, the WBC champion at 140. I feel like he'll take him to a different level.
All right.
Yeah.
Bro,
Who knows how much
fighters,
time he has?
They don't want to dish it out, man. They don't want to pay these top trainers the money that they
want.
And
I'm gonna tell you something. Matias's team is pretty cheap.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? I get it.
Yeah, I just know, some guys, they hit a wall in their career,
Definitely.
Well, I don't know if Garcia is willing to how much time he has like left over on his to like give him attention. That's the only real problem with him.
Yeah, he has a lot of guys unstable.
Yeah, and he's kind of talked about mainly leaning more towards Bam and Venezuela.
Emiliano too, right?
Yeah, Emiliano. Yep.
Because I think they're really trying to size up Emiliano for a belt at 140. I know Emiliano even called out Matias. He called out a few guys at 140, like T.O. I know he's young, but, for the future.
Yeah, he's for sure got potential. I could see Garcia thinking long-term with him, put him on there. He's getting better. He's the best ones out of all the Vargases, so.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, and he has a lot of star potential outside. He's on the Instagram.
He already built a following, like how Ryan Garcia built his following on social media.
Yeah,
but I don't want to say he's a crash out like Ryan Garcia. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to assume that, but
yeah, no, he has a lot of popularity. He has a lot of attention on Instagram. I've seen it. Even I've seen it. Now I'm not even in. I don't really use Instagram all that often, but I've seen him on there. His videos and shit. So even on YouTube, the clips. Yeah.
I like this card though. There's a lot of contrasting styles. We have a lot of 50-50s. I think I'm gonna definitely tune in.
Yeah, even matchups. That's what I like about it. But
Yes.
for sure, I'm looking forward to the main event though. I think it's 55-45 for Pitbull. Just based on the raw aggression, I think Roach is good. He's not terrible. My only issue with him has always been that before the Tank fight, obviously people never really talked about him. At that point in time, I think he was seen as some other guy coming up, so Tank can knock him out. And he took him a couple. I want to say like 5-6 years for him to put everything together. So he looks good now, but we'll see how he stands up. I think he had some insider information on what Tank does because apparently the training and whatever. But it kind of did show in certain parts of the fight where he had answers and he was committed to every exchange. So me personally, before he fought Roach, I think Cruz did the best out of a lot of the Tank's past opponents. I think me personally, I thought Tank lost that fight, and he neutralized a lot of even when Tank was coming up with those uppercuts. You know, he has those sneaky angles. He stuffed them or got out the way. You know, so I think he did the best, and I think Roach is a lesser version of that. Not to say he's directly, comparable to Tank, but he has some similarities. Is what I'm trying to say. So I think with that alone, I think with the aggression, he might have some issues because at least with Tank, what gives him a lot of options
Issues?
and a lot of he has a lot of ways to like set up his offense because mainly a lot of his knockouts, in my opinion, there's always been like setups. It's not as if he has raw power. He does have power, but he loves to walk you into those punches and crack you, and then that, along with the momentum, gives out the knockout, and it's usually pretty spectacular, like how he knocked out Martin. So to me, I think that's going to be the issue. I think Roach lacks that. I think he lacks that dynamic offensive, the angles and the other options. He doesn't have that. And I think Cruz is just going to walk him, hurt him. He might have some issues with that Philly shell style, but I think he's able to. What's interesting about him when he's faced with those matchups, he's still able to like get some shots, and even with Valenzuela, he still got some shots. And it's just that Valenzuela was a little bit more stepping into him, and Roach might do the same, but I want to say he'll probably stay the mid distance, so that'll be cool. But we'll see. It's a good fight all around, though. Good card.
Oh, I agree. Real quick, Hugo, and I'm gonna let Shelton back in. Everything you're saying makes a lot of sense, but if you don't know from B&B, they call me CJ Rich, the $1 Million Man. You know what I mean? CJ DiBiase, I should say. So
DiBiase.
CJ DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. So I say that to say this: would you be willing to put 200 on Cruz, and I'll put 200 on Roach?
Yeah. I gotta set up my You have Venmo?
I don't have Venmo. My shit got it was some bullshit. I did have Venmo. This must have been like 5 years ago. Someone did a $12 fraudulent charge on Grubhub, and I would never ever to get my shit back. I do got PayPal, I got Cash App. We could work it out, but yeah, man.
Okay. Yeah, I got 200. I got 200 on it. Yep.
Cool. All right. If we got to use a third party, so be it. That's how I usually do it. Actually, if you don't know, I started betting on Marco Boxing, right? So we would both send our money to Marco to hold, so it wasn't no fake shit, and then he would pay out the winner. But yeah, we'll figure it out, homie. Okay, you gonna stand on your shit? I appreciate your analysis. I could definitely see it going that way because he isn't that dynamic. I think his style was set up more advantageous for a Tank, a counterpuncher like that, who likes to put a lot of leverage on his shit rather than a volume, more like just come forward fighter like a Pitbull. So I feel what you're saying, man, and we're gonna see. A shout out to you. Shelton, welcome back in the building.
Hey, I went to the grocery store, you motherfuckers, man. But y'all talk about Little Tink Tink?
We talking about the
What's that talking about, Little Tink Tink?
The June, I don't know who you talking about. We talking about this December 6th.
Little Tink Tink. You know Little Tink Tink, man.
I know the
dude that Lamar Roach beat up.
Oh, Tank.
The dude Lamar Roach beat up. That dude. Little Tink Tink.
That was a side thing, but really we're talking about this December 6th card. We moved on from Tank. Fuck Tank for right now.
Oh, okay. What did y'all say about what you have an opinion on it?
the card on the screen. Can you see it?
Man, come on. I'm 60 years old. I can't see that shit. Read it to me.
Okay. We were just talking about Pitbull Cruz. We go one at a time. Pitbull Cruz versus Lamont Roach. How you feel about that matchup?
Roach.
Can you put a percentage on
Roach
it?
got too many skills for Pitbull. Pitbull's a good fighter, but Pitbull's one-dimensional. You take that dimension away, he got nothing.
Okay. Percentage, what you got on it? I'm not saying bet. What, like 60-40? What?
Oh, yeah, 70-30 Roach.
Damn. Okay, you're more confident than me. Okay, cool. And I'll admit, I know these dudes, but I don't know them like I should. The co-main, Edislandi Lara versus Janabek, last name.
Janabek is gonna beat the hell out of that old man. Edislandi Lara will be 43 years old when they fight. He gonna beat the hell out of that old man.
He's an OG, older than me, so enough said. Okay, and this is one of the more interesting ones, maybe the most, probably in your opinion. Stephen Fulton versus O'Shaquie Foster.
I think the experience Cool Boy got fighting in a way, coming up from 122, coming through divisions, fighting Figueroa twice. O'Shaquie hasn't been through a gauntlet like that, so I think Cool Boy's experience is gonna take over at the later stages of the fight, and I don't think O'Shaquie's gonna be able to drop Cool Boy. I think Cool Boy's gonna be stronger because he's not cutting as much weight. At 130, I think Cool Boy takes it.
Okay, so you chalk it up to a weight cut rather than him moving up in weight, because I think it was Moa making the argument that, yeah, he just keeps moving up, and that's just more dangerous for him. And Foster is obviously the bigger dude. That's what he said. I'm still thinking about it.
Well, we'll see. I don't think Foster's a good fighter, but Foster to me is. You remember a guy back in the day? You might remember him. Somebody on the panel might remember him. A guy named, you remember Yuri Boy Campus?
Loosely. I've seen one or two fights.
Yuri Boy Campus was something like 52-0. Yeah, he's like 50-0, 49-0, something like that. He was a good fighter, but he's never going to be champion of shit. That's what I think about O'Shaquie Foster.
Damn.
He got that belt. He lucked up and got that belt, but he's never going to be, like an established champion of anything. He's not good enough.
No, Shelton, I'm going to call you out. I think you don't like O'Shaquie Foster because he got that YN hairstyle. Is that part of it?
No. It's not that. He's just not very good. He's decent. He's a decent fighter. He's just a B-level fighter to me. I mean, it's just my opinion. He's a B-level fighter. He's a B-level fighter. He's what I call a belt holder. He's holding the belt until somebody come take it.
Oh shit, we got more people. Oh no, okay. Cool. We got two more. And again, I don't know. I need to do more research on Ramos Jr. myself. My boy Griot said he's a quality fighter. If you know Jesus Ramos Jr. versus Shane Mosley Jr.
That's gonna be a good fight, but I got Jesus Ramos because Shane Mosley Jr., if I'm not mistaken, is like what, 36? 35, 36?
Damn, I got box rec up. Hold on. I'll look it up. Keep cooking. I'll look it up.
Yeah, I think Jose Ramos Jr. is going to beat him up. Jose Ramos hits like a truck. He's a big guy for that division. It's going to be a good fight. I just think Shane Mosley Jr. is a little long in the tooth, and he's been really inactive. He hasn't fought that much in the last couple of years, so I'll give it to Jose Ramos.
Okay. I'm not even seeing this box rec. Fuck it. It don't really matter. Okay. If y'all say fucking Ramos, I'll go with that. But look who got demoted, like I was saying, from the main event to the prelim. This is the last one. Frank Martin versus Rances Barthélemy. And I will say this before you go.
Barthélemy going to beat the shit out of Martin. Martin is trash. Martin is trash.
God damn. Okay. You put
Rances Barthélemy, he going to beat the shit out of Frank Martin. He might stop Frank Martin. Frank Martin's not very good.
Pour a gallon of sauce on it. Okay, you got it.
No, I'm just saying Frank Martin ain't that good, man. He's not very good at all.
Hey, you got it. Moving on. Okay, we got like an hour 20 minutes in.
Barthélemy gonna beat his ass.
Hey, this is a good cook. It's going better than last night, so I must be doing something right. Bars. Shout out Counterpunch Boxing. But
so what was I never got your opinion while I'm driving off on a little tink tink. What did you think about the whole fiasco?
Oh shit, that must have been right before you tapped in, because no, I spoke on this shit at length the past 2 days. Okay, which I mean, from what angle? Let me kind of dial it down, because I know all my thoughts on it. I could go for a half hour, but basically,
okay, well look,
on the surface,
my point is this: this stupid ass dude.
Give me 30. Give me 30 of my own shit. Give me 30 seconds. Because you asked. On the surface, he fucked up his own shit. I heard his team coming out and saying Paul was off weight, so he was the one that canceled it. I'm not buying into that until I see further evidence. But while he is a fucking dumbass and keeps doing the same shit with women, I also, in today's stream, pointed out how Jake Paul had similar accusations, and he wouldn't appreciate if because he's going to stand on the fact that, oh, those accusations were false, right? I was never convicted. If he don't want someone to put that on him and saying, well, he had previous accusations, so he must be guilty, he shouldn't be doing that in reverse. He's just trying to save face for the event. I think it was Mo that said it was Netflix that got him out instead of Jake. But basically, they both some. That's why I said WWE champ. You got it.
Well, I'll say this. Number one, this is not, it'll be different. I would feel differently if this was the first time he's been accused of this. But this is like the 5th time he's been accused of this. So I'm an old dude. I come from a different school.
No.
So
but again,
I come from a different school. I come from the school where I come from the school.
I'm sorry to cut you off, homie, but I gotta say, it was accusations against both of them. So if you're not willing to eat that on your side, don't do it on the other side. Like I said, both of them out of pocket, and I would never do. I never did nothing like that. As pissed as I used to get at my ex-wife, I would just leave. I'm never gonna do that. So, but no, I'm gonna let you cook. Go ahead, man.
My point is this: if 3 different people say the exact same thing at different times about you, there's got to be something to it. Everybody's not lying on you. This dude keeps doing the same thing over and over and over again. You just allowed your emotional ass to allow women to fuck you out of $40 million at least.
Word.
You're a moron. Whatever happens to you, you deserve it. Because you're stupid. You're stupid. It would be different if these were different crimes. Same thing. And all of them are saying the exact same thing. He grabbed me by my hair and he pulled me. They're all saying the same thing. We can't make excuses for this dude, man. And you're right. It was Netflix. Netflix is a public company with shareholders and investors. They're like, dude, we're not dealing with this cat. Either you get rid of him or we'll get rid of you. But we're not dealing with this.
No,
I don't have no sympathy for the dude. I have no sympathy for the dude. I hope he gets out of boxing. He needs to get his life together. What he needs to do is take 2 years off boxing and go get some help, get your life together. Because you got a problem beating on women. Because everybody's not lying on you, bro. Everybody's not lying on you.
Okay, I got a couple things to touch on. No, well put. No, I agree with that. Yeah, pattern of behavior. Yeah, you probably need to address that. Yeah, everybody is not, especially in like different situations, different people. Okay, cool. You touched on something I was trying to make the point on before that. Give me a second. God, I just had it. I lost my train of thought. Testing. But while I'm thinking about it, because this is the other point I wanted to make. Grillo said, and I've heard this narrative, the fight was flopping. I don't believe that you're gonna cancel an event of that magnitude with all these great fighters on the undercard. I don't believe that, man. But I have heard that. Shout out, Alberto said that. I heard him say that. But damn, Shelton, you just said something poignant that oh yeah, Tank's next opponent. So yesterday I discussed what's next for Jake, who his replacement is. The next opponent for Tank is his fucking himself, right? It's Tank versus Tank. You got to overcome himself before he can even move forward in life, because obviously he got a lot of issues going on internally. So Tank's next opponent is Tank. Paul, we'll see. I don't really give a fuck. And that's where I'm at with it. Depending on the opponent, I know I'm a channel, but I might not even cover this shit. That's how much I don't give a fuck. But okay. Shout out to Greedo and Shelton for putting those points in my head, reminding me of what I was gonna say. But okay. Back to real boxing. Okay, we put a bow on that. I don't want to hear nothing more about Tank or Jake Paul for the rest of the day. For real. Crawford, Janabek. So I'm play some footage, but y'all see the headline. The panel reacts, and this I think it's Max Kellerman. The panel reacts to Terrence Crawford's message to Janabek, whatever the fuck, ahead of his middleweight unification bout on December 6th, which we just covered that card. Is this a fight you want to see? Hell yeah, I'm with it. Let's play the footage.
Mountaintop, where he's the money man now, is using his shine to up easily the most dangerous fight out there for him.
Fair use. Shout out the Ring Magazine, Inside the Ring.
168 pounds or below, to target the boogeyman, to make that a bigger deal. And the reason, guys, that I thought that Janabek was a fight if he cleans up at middleweight for Crawford is because there has never been a 5-division champion in the history of boxing. I don't mean he had the WB this or the IB that. I mean he's the champion, the Ring Magazine champion of 5 divisions. It's never happened. To understand how rare this is in the history of boxing, a 38-year-old.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna piece this up. I didn't realize it was this long. Wow, that's a great point. The guy at 5 divisions. So I'll say that to say this. Crawford issued the challenge, and we're gonna get to that. Do you think this is the best route for him? Like, he's obviously only got a few fights left, right? Is trying to get 160. Is that the best course of action for Crawford at this point in his career?
Yeah, I think this is the path of least resistance, which is why I hate that.
Oh, wow. Don't do that, Mo.
I don't
do that. Speak on it.
Frankly.
The path
Bro,
of least resistance.
He's trying to fight a guy that nobody
What would
knows.
you rather him do? Hold on.
Hold up. Janabek has spent the best part of his career fighting guys that nobody knows in places that nobody cares about. This dude is like, look, when it was Majamov, I get it, because he was trying to dispute that division, and all the other champions were roadblocking him, and he had to go the hard route and try to strip guys and all this stuff. So I get it. But this time, I'm like, bro, what do you mean? There's 3 champions there, and you take the guy that nobody cares about. Like, come on, man. And it's a boring fight. It's gonna be the same fight that he did with Majamov, the same fight he did with Canelo. It's gonna be the same shit, man. Like, it's just boring.
You disappoint me.
We want a movie, CJ.
Okay, hold on, but you didn't address my question. I'll let you get off. Okay. No, hold on real quick before you go. I gotta respond to Mo.
Yeah,
what would you rather see him do? I'm gonna look directly in the camera. What would you rather see him do?
I'd rather see him fight Benavidez.
Of course. Go up even further. Okay.
Well, hey, Benavidez wasn't too big for Canelo, so obviously he's not too big for Bud, right?
I understand the narrative.
Obviously, he was too big for Canelo because Canelo wouldn't fight him.
To keep it consistent, when the shit was first announced, people were saying that Canelo was too big for Bud. So now, okay, when does the goalpost stop moving? I want to know. Heavyweight?
The goalpost stops moving when we stop moving the goalpost for Canelo. That's when it stops moving.
If you could beat him at 175, beat a cruiserweight. You can beat a cruiserweight, beat a
people were
heavyweight.
saying that
It's never going to stop.
Usyk was too big for Canelo, so guess what? That's where it stops too. But that's a different.
Well, Canelo didn't fight Benavidez, and he had 3 years to fight him. So why didn't he fight him? Why didn't Canelo fight him?
Why doesn't Bud fight him now? Why didn't Bud fight him now?
No, why didn't Canelo fight him? Why didn't Canelo fight him?
Well, why doesn't Bud fight him?
Bud, he's not Bud's mandatory. He was Canelo mandatory.
Wait, time out. So
He was Canelo's mandatory. He's not Bud's mandatory. I'm asking you. Just tell me. No. Stop moving the goalposts and tell me why. What was the reason Canelo didn't feel he needs to fight his mandatory?
I'm just gonna say it sounded like Mo, real quick. I'm gonna let you respond, but it sounded like DuckTales. My voice can't go high pitched.
No, hey, you're right. You're right.
I can't do the woohoo, but you know it's DuckTales.
Benavidez, I think Bud's ducking Benavidez too. I think he's ducking all the contenders at 168.
Okay, this is the distinction. I'm glad you brought up this point because I really want to be real and consistent about this. Not a hypocrite. The difference is Canelo is, and this was the narrative. Don't forget this. This was the consensus narrative amongst boxing experts before the Canelo and Bud fight. Canelo is naturally bigger, so it would be incumbent upon him to fight someone closer to his natural size. I'm not saying Benavidez isn't naturally bigger than Canelo, but if you're saying Canelo is scrawny, a welterweight, and then he's moving up, why move the goalpost to someone that you said that Canelo himself said was naturally too big for him? Or he a cruiserweight. What do he bring besides 25 pounds? Hold on. What do he bring besides 25 pounds?
Canelo versus Bud?
What?
Did you watch Canelo versus Bud?
Come on, champ.
So that I think that is a yes. Did Canelo look like the naturally bigger fighter than Bud?
He looked like the naturally less skilled fighter.
Okay, but I'm not talking about that. Did he look like the naturally bigger fighter than Bud?
Yes, because he's more established at the weight class.
You thought Canelo was.
He is way more established at 168 than Bud was.
You thought Canelo was like a bigger fighter than Bud.
Yes.
Okay,
he was more acclimated to the weight.
Now you're just not being intellectually honest.
No, was Canelo more acclimated to the weight?
Wait a minute, CJ. Wait a minute, CJ. Hold on. Ain't that what you said, Mo? You said that Bud was too small. You said that. I heard you say that. You said Bud was too small.
Yeah, but
that's what you said.
You saying I'm being a hypocrite, and that was your narrative. You got to contradict yourself just to fucking try to
contradicting myself.
Recollect right.
I was wrong.
Shit straight.
He proved me wrong.
Hold up.
But he proved me wrong, though.
Okay, I'm gonna let Trini go. He just hopped in for
you
the first time. Okay.
Give Bud his credit.
Respect panel.
Hold on, Mo, let Trini go. We hop back in. We can chop it.
Salute. Respect.
Go ahead, Trini.
Crawford just manhandled the bigger man in there. He manhandled him. David Benavidez comes down to 168. He's tailor-made for Crawford. Crawford was
I agree. Oh, if you're talking 168.
168, he destroys Benavidez. That family don't want no Crawford smoke. The older brother once got knocked out in the stands. He ended up getting knocked out in the 12th round. The father scared. Respect to the Ecuadorian monster, but he is not ready for Crawford.
Ecuadorian.
Okay. I agree entirely.
Yo, let me put it in scope. Okay. I thought you were suggesting that Crawford needs to move up even further to 175 to fight this dude.
That's blasphemy.
No.
That's blasphemy.
If
Benavidez got to see Opataya at 175. Let's stop.
If
he's gonna run for the Zudo
what's
move,
this guy's name?
Trini, I'm gonna let you land, but I gotta interject. Let me quarterback this. If Benavidez is willing to move down to 168, I'm not even hella mad at that fight. I mean, it is semi bullshit, but I'm not mad at it.
He said he's not doing that. He know what it is. He's not doing that. That's why
it'd be a Roy Jones type situation, in my opinion. You got it.
You never seen Canelo try to shake the hand of an opponent during the fight. You never see him tap an opponent to take a break. That man got humbled. He got beat by his biggest fan. Canelo's a fan of Crawford. Benavidez, all these boxers got fanboys. Crawford got fans that are actual fighters. This guy's just different. Stop trying to compare him to other people. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. He broke
So why is he
mold.
fighting Janabek? So if he's different, why is he fighting Janabek?
Why not? He's 147. He's going to 160. First, you're going to get Adames. I want him to fight Adames in New York. Adames deserves a shot for what happened to him in Saudi Arabia. He got robbed and they put him on the shelf. The only one that deserves to fight Crawford is Adames. They put him on the shelf. Let him fight Crawford in New York. Cause I missed his only fight in New York.
Hey, Trini, let me ask you this, Trini.
On the undercard, let the Dominicanas come out so I can get my eye candy and let me enjoy the night.
Nah,
I'm with it. Fuck it.
And respect to the Ecuadorian.
Let me ask you this, Trini. Let me ask you this, Trini.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you this, Trini. Who in the history of boxing has been undisputed in 3 divisions?
Oh, I think the only one's Crawford, right? Only man to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's gonna take 100 years.
Now he's trying to do it in 4, and Mo has a problem with it.
Right.
Yeah,
He's trying because people forget Janabek is unified at 160. He got 2 belts. Janabek got 2 belts at 160.
Hey, he's got to fight Adamas.
One mic. One mic. I don't want to mute. I never muted nobody before. One mic.
I'm sorry. I just want to say one thing. We're not sure Janabek is going to get past Lara. Lara got a lot of experience, man. Janabek is a special fighter. We don't know what he's going to do against Lara, so it's not a guarantee he even makes it.
I tend to take the younger man, but that's a good point. We overlooking that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and he's a lot older. If he's 43 in paper, Cubans are known to play with their years. I wouldn't be surprised
50.
if he's 45, 46. You know what I'm saying? But he lives a positive.
And them Cubans, I never know what the hell they are.
But CJ, I'm gonna keep listening. I'll check back in. Respect, chat.
Hey,
Salute.
out,
Keep grinding, CJ, and watch that Parag Jacobs, please.
Hey,
What's that?
hey, if
Watch
Crawford,
Jacobs.
Hold on. Go ahead, Trini.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you to watch the Parag Jacobs, even if it's just.
Oh shit! I still haven't peeped that. Thank you. I'm gonna make a
it's gonna
note
tie
right
into
now.
what I think is Norman's gonna do to Haney, so we could chop it up the next couple weeks about that.
For sure. Yep, I'm on it.
All right, respect.
Making a note.
hey, wait.
Salute. Go ahead.
Did he leave? Fuck.
No, I'm here, bro. Speak. I'm here, bro. Speak.
Oh, I was gonna say if Crawford ever fights Benavidez or Bivol at 168, I would bet you $800 each fight that Crawford loses at 168. If those two fights ever happen. All right, 800
He
each.
schools them both.
Yeah.
He schools 2 more.
I think you just want to say
You're delusional.
He schools 2
Nah, you're a little bit crazy.
fans.
I like the craziness, but
he might.
Nah.
Bro, he almost knocked out Canelo. Stop playing. If it wasn't for the headbutt, he's gonna knock out Canelo. Stop playing. Watch the fight again. If it wasn't for the headbutt,
he cracked him. Yeah, he cracked him good. I'm not denying that he didn't crack him.
Benavidez is more tailor-made at 168 for Crawford. That mummy walkthrough style will get sidestepped, short counters all day long, bro. I know what I'm talking about. He's Black Bruce Lee, bro. There's no comparing him. He's Black Bruce Lee.
I don't think so. He was getting tagged up. He was getting touched. He was getting touched, though.
It's Bruce Lee, bro. Go ahead with that basic shit. You cannot do that with him, bro. You cannot do that.
Yeah, the
with him.
physicality.
You can't.
The physicality is too much on Benavidez.
Yo, bro.
Nah.
Let your man fight. Let the Ecuadorian monster fight Opataya.
Benavidez will touch him in the pocket. Benavidez will touch him in the pocket.
Respect to the Mexican monster.
Sure.
Y'all
I'm not
actually
even
get me
a
hyped
Benavidez
for this
fan.
fight. I'm
not even a Benavidez fan, but I think he does better in the pocket. Benavidez
You know what I
is better in the
respect
pocket.
more?
I like both of them.
You know what I respect more, Mo? Honestly, I would respect more if you just said, I like him and I want to see him lose. Just say that.
Who?
CJ,
I'm better with that.
Everything that
talking to me.
Trini just said, I co-sign entirely, bro. Entirely. In fact, I think Bud could be you take anybody in the top 5 of the super middleweight division, I think Bud would destroy those guys. It's not even close.
I think he would beat him.
Once he loses, beat him, I'm dead division.
We're talking about a dude outside. That's why I was like.
And to Shelton's point, hey, if you want Bud to be 4-time undisputed, I would love it to be 4-time undisputed. But he's also got to fight Adamas too, because he's got the WBC belt. You can't tell me he beats Janabek, a guy who, in my opinion, is not as good as Adamas, and then say, oh, just because Max Kellerman says he wants to meet right and say that Janabek is the man, now Bud is the man. No, you got to see that Dominican dude too, bro.
Yeah, he should have fought Adamas before Janabek.
No, because yo, if his goal, peep game, if his goal is to get undisputed and he can demand literally any fight he wants, in and around his division, I would go for 2 belts first. It's not about who's the bigger challenge. 2 belts, you know what I mean? Then only 2 more steps. So that's where I'm at with it. But I'm with it. I don't think. Again, I said, what else you want to see him do? You said Benavidez. Okay, cool. Either way, if Benavidez comes down, I thought you were suggesting go up to 175. I'm like, God damn, how far does he have to go up? But okay, I could see that.
Me too.
From my perspective, Bud is the man. If you want to see the man, you got to go where the man is. So the same way how Sugar Ray Leonard did to Donnie Lalonde, you come down here, catch these hands, and it's even better now because he has a day to rehydrate. Okay, back then they were doing same day fucking weigh-ins. You rehydrate and get the break speed off you, in my opinion, because that's what, when you're the champion and you're the quote unquote A side, that's what you get to do. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying that the Janabek fight to me would be a boring fight. I think Bud versus Laura would be more exciting. I think Bud versus Adamas would be more exciting. That's
I
just
try
me.
to leave room for boxers to carve out their legacy. It's not about what I think is the most exciting fight, but he's trying to go out with accolades, and I can't hate on how he's moving. Assuming that's what he's trying to do, it would seem that by taking on a unified champion, that is the case. But I'm going to continue with this.
Old champion, who, by the way, is fighting so many divisions above his natural weight class, who finally got to the mountaintop where he's the money man now, is using his shine to up easily the most dangerous fight out there for him, 168 pounds or below, to target the boogeyman, to make that a bigger deal. And the reason, guys, that I thought that Janabek was a fight if he cleans up at middleweight for Crawford is because there has never been a 5-division champion in the history of boxing. I don't mean he had the WB this or the IB that. I mean he's the champion, the Ring Magazine champion.
Okay. We ran that back. I didn't realize until too late. Anyway, shout out the Ring Magazine Inside the Ring. Okay, so Max thinks he's the man. I don't like to crown champions. I can say that, for instance, I do think Norman is the best at 147 until proven otherwise. We're going to see. And I do think Janabek. Shout out Adamas because he got robbed, but eye test, that's my main criteria. It's not the only thing, but it's the main thing. I would say Janabek. But, hey, man, we're not even halfway through this shit. So I would like to keep it moving. Speaking of Janabek, because people don't know this motherfucker, I wanted to show some of his highlights. So I'm going to move on into this tab. I'm going to play some of this. Step out. Y'all hold me down. Where we at? Boom.
He is the reigning, defending WBO middleweight champion of the world from Zilandi, Kazakhstan.
Fair use. Shout out Top Rank.
As you just said, I just said it, I'm looking for the adjustments that would. But he says they're waiting for me to bring a championship back home. So he wants to be on a fast track. Everything don't have to have a lot of power on him. He just got to let his hands go a little bit more.
That's a good learning experience for Janabek.
Janabek, he's got that little grin on his face, like he likes it. Somebody that'll stand right in front of him and exchange. But there's a great combination.
It has been because when Vaughn does throw, he's been able to connect, and Janabek kind of got away a little bit from going to the body.
Oh. Let's go. Oh. That kind of hurt him a little bit.
Best punch of the fight for Janabek, and now an uppercut.
10 seconds left. Let's see if Alexander goes down swinging here. It's Janabek. Good stuff.
Janabek gets through again.
Oh, yeah, he heard him.
So 2 fights in 2 years is it's not really going to cut it in terms of you trying to climb your way up.
On the inside of Martinez's defense.
There's a left hand, got through perfectly up, just getting punches to touch the other guy.
My bad. We're fairly close, early into the clip, rather. But any thoughts so far? What do you see as his strengths, possible vulnerabilities? And I'll weigh in with my opinion a little later. How y'all feel about Janabek?
From what I've seen from the film study I've done on Janabek, he does really well against orthodox fighters who have bad feet and don't know how to fight southpaws. So, but it's a southpaw. I mean, this guy's just, to me, he's just tailor-made for Bud, which is why it's not an interesting fight to me. From what I've seen. Like, the guy we just saw, Janabek piecing up, the dude was like a slow-moving heavy bag, bro. Like, You think Bud's just gonna stand there and shell up and let Janabek blast on him like 10 times in a row? You know what I mean? Like, it's just the level of competition he's fought shows me nothing at all that he's prepared to fight somebody on that level. So I just don't think it's an interesting fight to me.
Well, 160 has been dry, but just because he's the best at a bad division doesn't mean he ain't shit. Do you respect his power?
No, not for that division. Not
Damn.
particularly.
Okay, well, let's keep watching. Anyone else got something to say before I move on? Or keep
I
playing?
respect I respect his power, but I think he's too stationary for. I don't know exactly what he's trying to. Huh?
Too stationary for someone like Bud?
For yeah, anybody else, I could see how they can make him pay. And that's very telling in the matchup. If he, because honestly, I just see Bud readjusting and tapping him and cracking him and just minor adjustments. He doesn't have to do much, so that could be he'll get like pieced up. So
I think Bud can
that's
knock
it.
this dude out. Quite frankly.
Yeah, I can see the knockout too.
That would be impressive.
I want to know who do you guys think is best at 160? Is it Lara? Is it Adames? Or is it Janabek?
I think Adames by a lot.
Yeah, I think Adames too.
Wow.
But not to
currently,
say
I would say
Janabek isn't
Okay,
bad. But
so if you think Adames, wait, no explanation necessary. So if you think Adames is the best at 160, how come he ain't went over there and took this dude's belt yet? Or took Lara's belt?
I think it's been a lot of
They
politics.
fight for the PBC. Both of them guys are PBC guys.
But hey, yo, I'm not sure what side I'm on. It's a good question. I'm gonna play devil's advocate on Mo's side. I think what he's trying to say is, well, we already seen him get fucked in Saudi, right? So you think he got motion like that? No, he's gonna get fucked due to politics. Is that what you're alluding to, Mo?
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely part of it, bro.
I'm saying Lara fought a guy who should have moved up to 168 a long time ago. Not Lara, I'm talking about Adames. Adames fought a guy when he fought Shiraz, a guy who should have moved up to 68 a long time ago.
Yeah, but
he looked good against that guy.
Yeah.
But Carlos Adames ain't been down there beating everybody up and just impressing nobody. He ain't been doing nothing down there.
I think
just like Janabek, just like Lara, he ain't been doing nothing. Lara been fighting Cornflake and Spike O'Sullivan. That's who Lara been fighting. Janabek down to unifying belts. Even though they're against bums, he's still unifying. So ain't none of them dudes been doing nothing. It's not interesting. None of them dudes are that good.
Hold on. Go ahead, Mo.
You said why come Bud is fighting this guy? These guys ain't fighting each other. Is a question.
Let Mo respond real quick. Go ahead.
Oh, my bad, man. I was coughing up a lung over here. But yeah, I mean, well, you say that, but Shiraz was kind of like Turkey's boy. He was like the next running up Saudi Arabian fighter. He was really highly touted. I mean, he main evented their last card, and now more than likely, I mean, they were priming him to fight Canelo. So it's like, I don't know. He had a really good showing against a good, highly touted guy. But yeah, I mean, we can't control what the politics are, what the politics dictating, right? I mean, Laura's last fight was with fucking Danny Garcia, for fuck's sake, like.
Okay.
I don't know. I just think stylistically, Adames is a much more interesting fight and a better fight.
More exciting too.
But less belts. Again, he's after legacy, so
but that's the thing, though, CJ. If he wants to be 4-time undisputed, he got to go see the man anyway because he's got a belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say that it's less legacy.
I'm trying to
when
be
he's
efficient.
champion.
No, I'm trying to be efficient though. If I can get two for one, yeah, I mean, who wouldn't take a buy one get one free?
Well, no, not even that. 3 for 1. Because remember, Janabek is gonna try to unify with Laura, so he might get 3.
Oh, that's right.
But even still, I'm saying if I had a choice, Bud would be
that's the fight
Adames
you want to see as a
January.
fan.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at you. That's just the fight you want to see as a fan. But from Bud's perspective,
hey,
you know what I mean?
If I'm emperor of the world, I would love to see Bud fight all 3 of those dudes because I think he'd beat them all, quite frankly. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
what I think he's gonna do is just fight Janibek and call it a day, which to me is fucking lame.
Oh, well,
That's
you
all.
can't assume
Oh.
that.
I would have liked Adames and Janibek in a short time window. That would have been pretty good. But
Well,
yeah,
we've got to wait on this one. It'll be early next year. Him and Janibek, assuming whoever the fucking unified champion is, and then it's just 2 more fights. I don't think he would get 3 belts and say, "Oh fuck it." That don't make sense. At least go for because undisputed has been your gimmick, right? In pro wrestling terms, that's what he does, right? So he would do 1 more fight to get 1 more belt. My opinion. You can't that's too much sauce, Mo. Come on. Why would he get 3 and not go for the last one? You can't make that make sense. Let's continue with Janibek because he's the lesser known. We know what Crawford can do. Let's see more about Janibek.
Here's Janibek doubling up on the jab.
I got the sense that they weren't as confident going in this fight against the southpaw because they said, "Man, when
There he goes down. Janibek wails away, lands a solid left hand. Another one. Janibek in tight, that time in left uppercut.
Martinez right. So Martinez can land punches like that. Janibek Haney kind of got that little smile on his face.
How about that right hand?
Yeah.
Hey, pause for the cause. I think y'all are kind of tripping. I haven't even, again, I react to shit in real time so I can give you all a genuine reaction. Like I do a little research, but I react in real time. I say that to say this. You're acting like he had no defense. I've seen some head movement, getting out of range with his feet. I mean, not like nothing great, but everything good is what I'm seeing. I'll keep going.
Martinez getting busier in this round, but Janibek answers with the straight left.
Just for reference, this Martinez fight is from 6 years ago.
Now Janibek.
We're going to get closer to the recency. It's the beginning of the video.
Short uppercut, left hand. Janibek. Always a pro, but I still think he's learning. And there's a left hand again. Now he's busy. Combination by Janibek.
the corner is stopping the
and
fight.
the corner is stopping the fight. After Janibek exploded.
I mean, I don't think he was getting whooped that bad, but okay.
I think Martinez's corner showed respect
He
to the
wasn't
fighter
gonna
for
come
being a
back.
warrior, not wanting to quit, but protecting him, and also because Janibek didn't finish it, and he wanted to just get rounds, so they don't think that's fair either.
Well,
maybe.
Well, well, you know, hey,
his young fighter.
I'm gonna continue, but I never heard that narrative that they thought it was unfair. He was just trying to win rounds and not finish the fight. Whatever. It's about winning.
Janibek, he said that he's a really, really strong bodybuilder.
Chris Algieri about before the fight. Not a ton of power behind it as Janibek with this fight so far. Good left hand.
33 knockout wins, you know, but it's for all intents and purposes a very dangerous opponent.
Janibek splitting the guard and a strong right.
I like his countering, and it's interesting that if he potentially did face Crawford, it would be southpaw versus southpaw.
Hands, and Janibek goes to the body, looking for those two
Timing. Countering is too general. Timing.
vacant belts.
A replay of this right hook that that had.
Back to the right jab. 3 punches from Janibek, 5 punches, nothing answered from Olivas. Janibek throwing and landing at will.
So Mo, are you not in any way impressed, or do you chalk it up to level of competition?
I say level of competition. This was also 6 years ago.
Okay, well, since we've already been on for 2 hours, I can't, I'll be on for fucking 5 hours if I want to belabor the point. We can go, I say that to say we can skip forward to some more recent fights if you're going to be critical like that. How about here? Can you name what year this fight was in? Because I don't know. I'm being for real. I can look it up.
This was 2022.
Okay, so relatively recent. Let's rock with this. I'll go back to the beginning of the fight.
Quick to point that out. Left straight left by Janibek right away.
He's going to set it up with his feints, and he's going to have to set it up. Oh, nice right.
Janibek is efficient. Janibek is accurate.
Nice.
So it's the same things. Also the
Tosses out the
timing.
feint. Now triples up that jab, goes with the left uppercut. Look at the hand speed as well. Kevin Lilly, the trainer of Danny Dignam, said you're showing him too much respect. You got to let those hands go. Oh, there's a left hand that he stood up to. Bucket two of showing him too much respect.
No, it's just highlights. I'll dig deeper. I'll watch full fights, but
from England. Oh, another left hand comes in from Janibek.
Just a matter of time.
Oh, big shot comes in, and another.
I'd say Janibek is also somebody who moved up to 168 as well, considering I believe last year he was hospitalized because of a bad weight cut. So, and that fact as well makes me think that he is probably the weakest link in that division.
You could take the narrative either way, right? Either he's weight bullying or he's and that makes him the strongest, and you know, he's being unfair, or the fact that he's drained himself makes him the weakest and most vulnerable. I tend not to go with either narrative. I want to see the shit tested. I want to see the narrative tested is where I'm at. Just like with Haney-Norman, you could say Norman's inexperienced, Haney has PTSD. Let's see. Either way.
Well,
So,
I'm just saying, I think he's gotten to that threshold where now, when it used to benefit him to cut so much weight, now it might be hurting him. Like if the motherfucker gets hospitalized, bro, then something's wrong. You know what I mean? Like,
didn't that happen? Okay, that's fair. That's not normal. That happened to somebody else last year or earlier this year.
What happened to Schofield?
A lighter weight. What's that?
It happened to Schofield.
I thought, okay. Oh,
the British
that's what I
Boxing
was thinking
Commission,
of. But
they sent him to the hospital.
no, it wasn't weight. I'm talking specifically about weight, but I know what you're talking about. You're bullshitting. yeah, I know.
No. I'm dead serious. They said he wasn't making the weight fine, and he wasn't well, and they were like, dude, you can't go fight. You're gonna get hurt, and they sent him to the hospital. I mean, that's what his dad said.
No, they were talking about.
But he's not the only one. This happens a lot, bro. I mean, you know, in wrestling,
it was somebody else.
It happens a
okay.
lot.
Yeah, fair enough. But yo, if you say this was just 3 years ago, that was impressive. I don't give a fuck what you say. Again, I'm attributing it to the timing. That's his best skill I see. I'm might run it by Marco. But some people bounce. Say shout out Johnny. I know some people got bigger channels than me. Shout out to the hardcore for staying down. Shout out to Wayne in the chat. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Grio's still in here. So we're gonna keep rocking out. We're coming up on 2 hours. Might go for a little longer. I mean, I could go for a lot longer, but the big dogs are coming up. So let's go.
Uppercut absolutely destroys him. Slice it, dice it, put it on top. Janibek every which way. Second round knockout.
So notice in the last fight, they saying he just trying to log rounds, not trying to finish it, but he finished this one himself. Bark. I know that's Shelton. Let's go.
To claim his first belt as a pro.
Giving him the respect here during the first 2 minutes of this fight. But there's that left hand he was trying to set up.
Shelton, please mute so I don't have to. It's just about the dog. It's not about you. Thank you.
Inside with proper balance and foot placement.
Take your time, hit him with combinations.
There's that left right there from Alim Hanala.
You'll see Janibek starting to land more offense.
Alim Hanala, so the efficiency is at 30 to 11%. That was a left hand, and also their feet got tangled up. But
you did tell me that, Mark, and I'll give you that. But I didn't see it at the time.
Ooh. See, apparently trying to land to the body of Alim Hanala, but announcing the attack.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, first half of the fight, Janibek. Second half of the fight,
going.
That's why you see.
Oh, there's a nice left from Alim Hanala. And now Alim Hanala comes back with something. But the momentum is all Bentley. Oh, nice left hand. The legs of Bentley are shaking. And here is the boogeyman. Can he finish? Do you want this, Janibek? Because I want it just as bad as you do.
Okay, cool. We got a cool little cross sample. I don't want to belabor the point, but damn, man, shout out to his opponent for staying up because he was getting pieced the fuck up. But again, that's the timing. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let me pull this up in the chat. Shout out Kalia. I'm still here. Yes. I'm glad you're rocking out with me. Yeah, because you could go to a bigger channel, but yeah. The real gonna stay down. Man, I think he's
Yeah,
dangerous.
man. Yeah, I got this guy.
Shelton, real quick.
Huh?
Real quick, 10 seconds. I would not say he's the weak link at that division in any means, especially if these past couple fights we just watched took place in the past couple years. You got it.
No, I'm just saying this guy is the guy down there. He got 2 of the belts. Adamas got 1, and Laura got 1. So let's see what happens in the Laura fight, which I think he's going to beat the hell out of Laura retiring. And then to see if Bud's supposed to be announcing the fight in March. Maybe that fight is Adamas. We don't know.
No. You missed it earlier.
It's supposed to be coming up soon.
The whole reason I'm even looking.
Oh, no, he said I'm watching you. He said I'm watching you. He said I'm watching you. Yeah, I saw that. He was with Enos Klimas. He was with his manager, Enos Klimas. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm watching you.
Okay.
Got my eyes on you. So we'll see, man. But I think the March fight is gonna be Adamas. I think because Bud and Adamas have a history. You know that, right?
Nah. Speak on it.
Yeah, they sparred on numerous occasions. He's brought Adamas into camp on numerous occasions.
Okay, to prepare for bigger opponents, I would assume. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so he's gonna give his boy a payday. I don't think Adamas has the skill to beat Bud, but I could be wrong. Like they say, old school saying, bro, if you knew who was gonna win, they wouldn't have to fight.
Right. Exactly. The same thing to say about football. Yeah, any given Sunday. And in this case, any given Saturday night, you never know. That's why they get in the motherfucking ring. Okay, cool. Damn. I'm gonna go for at least a little bit longer because I got still several things I want to speak on. Let's jump to the main shit I wanted to talk about tonight.
Keep going.
A unique topic that not everyone else, a little outside the box. I looked up. So let me introduce the premise first and foremost. I was thinking in my head, is it a positive or possibly a negative thing for a fighter to go back? I'm not talking about when they're on the come up, right? So I've got to separate that. But to go back, once they're a big time star, possibly a champion, to go back to their hometown, can that be a positive or negative? So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, on the positive side, all my people are going to be there. They're supporting me. I'm going to get all the cheers. I'm the good guy. I'm the baby face in the match. You feel me? So cool, possibly good. On the negative, how could it be a bad thing for you in your performance? Too much pressure. Everyone wants to see me succeed. So when you get in your head and think I gotta win, like I gotta do this, and you're not loose. It's a sports psychology thing. So I wanted to look at some historical examples and see where the chips tend to land. And I think I got my answer. Y'all want to speak on it before I dig into the data? If not,
one thing I will say, when to tie it back to something we talked about earlier, when you said we were talking about that quote from Brian Norman, he was like, either you got it or you don't. When it comes to stuff like that, I think that's definitely whether you got it or you don't. Like some guys, they fold under pressure. So either you got it, either you're the man or you're not the man.
Okay, you brought it full circle. I like that. So it could be pressure, but if you're built like that and can stand up to it mentally, got that capacity, then you're gonna be able to handle it. That's cool. Anybody else before we go? Because you're gonna be surprised, I think.
I think most of the time, it's only for it really means more for the certain fighter that can overcome that, because most of the time it's a lot of pressure, and then there's a lot of distractions too. So that's
I didn't bring that up.
Yeah, it affects people negatively. Yeah, even with the recent example that I could think of is when Sugar Nunez, he fought in Sinaloa. He fought that Puerto Rican dude, and usually he starts early, but that fight, he almost lost that fight. If you ever heard of Eduardo Sugar Nunez, he fought in his hometown, in his home state in Sinaloa, and he didn't look good. He only woke up until the 7th round, and he barely scratched, and now he has a harder fight coming up. But That time, uncharacteristically, he looked a bit like a loss of composure. You know, he was getting tagged too much. The other kid was game, so the other Puerto Rican guy that came over, I forget his name, but he was getting on him, and even in the exchanges, he was getting the better of him. And then he woke up later. But yeah,
Hey, Hugo, I'm curious. Do you have an IG? Sure you do, right?
nah, I don't have any socials. Why?
I was gonna drop it because you send like so many fights I need to dig into. I would want to chop it up with you, private, no tootie.
Oh.
But okay, that's all good.
No, yeah, bro. Yeah, I don't have any socials like that. So, but I mean, yeah,
Hey, we'll
hit
tap
me
in.
up some other.
We'll make it work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll just take some notes. Okay, cool. Shelton, before we go. All right. Going once. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here, man. Yeah, I think that the hometown fight can be a distraction. You know what I'm saying? I think it can be a distraction because you got people asking you for tickets. You got radio interviews. People want you to show up to City Hall, do pressers, do appearances because you're the hometown guy. They might want to give you the key to the city. All that stuff distracts you from focusing on what you need to focus on. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. That's why I think fighters perform better when they fight somewhere neutral, like they fight in Vegas, or they fight in New York, or they fight in Texas, because the distractions are the same for both fighters. In a hometown fight, the hometown guy is at a disadvantage, in my opinion.
Damn, that's good insight. I must be OG wisdom. You kind of spoiled my my ending, but this is what I saw. I'll read this real quick. It's AI. Okay, I'm using AI now, y'all, for my shorts and for this research. But historical examples of boxers' homecoming fights include Henry Cooper versus Cassius Clay Muhammad Ali at Wembley in 1963. Obviously, Clay won that, so that didn't go well for the hometown fighter. Tyson Fury versus Dillian White in 2022. I don't count that. At London, they both from the UK, so it's not like a big, you know what I mean, big difference. I consider that like one or two states. You feel me? That ain't a big country. Anyway, goes on to say, I'll summarize it. Katie Taylor lost to Chantel Cameron in Dublin. You know, she's from Ireland. So again, just at first glance, not going so good. Let's read some more though. Clay, they went over this. Clay won by TKO in the 5th round. Cooper had, and they logged this. Let me point this out. Successful homecoming fights. A motherfucker getting knocked out in the 5th is successful. Okay, so let me read this verbatim. Though Clay had won by TKO in the 5th round, Cooper had knocked Clay down in the 4th, a moment that electrified the 35,000 strong crowd at Wembley Stadium. Cooper's hometown status made the fight a massive event. That's okay.
So,
he got
that fight
out.
actually
He got his ass
that
knocked
fight
out.
got stopped on cuts. Just
Okay.
for reference.
Damn, Mo, the encyclopedia. Shout out to you, man. Again, I respect people who got more knowledge than me. I don't hate on them. I want to learn from everybody, and hopefully y'all learn from me too. That's the point. That's why I'm doing shit like this and not just covering the latest news. Okay, we're gonna skip over Fury and White. That's whatever. Lennox Lewis versus Francois Botha, 2000. Lewis, a British heavyweight champion, made a triumphant return to his home country, defeating Francois Botha with a devastating knockout in the 2nd round. This fight was seen as a showcase of Lewis's dominance and power in front of his home fans. That's more of a skill gap type thing, but okay, that's one of the exceptions. And they counted all those as successful. That was the only real success, in my opinion. But mixed or disappointing homecoming fights. Katie Taylor, we touched on that. Going down. Serrano. Hold on. Oh, when Amanda Serrano lost. Okay, so I'll read this. The Mike Tyson one, right? This fight, while not a homecoming in the geographic sense of being Taylor's hometown of Bray, was held. No, that don't count. And Madison.
That was their first fight, CJ.
Oh,
that was
okay.
The first time they fought.
When was the second one? It must have been 2023. Again, these past few years have been a blur for me. those who know.
Yeah, the
know,
second
but,
one was in 2024. It was October 2024.
that was just 2024. It seems like over.
Yeah, and the third one was this past July, I believe.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. But okay. Either way, again, maybe I should vet this shit more. But in real time, I'm reading through it. No, New York City is not an Irish girl's hometown. Fuck that.
Well, no, but remember, Amanda's Puerto Rican, and she lost that fight, so that was seen as like her kind of hometown. You know what I mean? Or like that's her. You know, I'm sure most of those fans in there were fucking Puerto Ricans, bro. I mean, you can ask Koki; he probably knows. But I'll give you an even better example, bro. Look at what happened with Keyshawn Davis in Norfolk. That whole event was
Fiasco.
an absolute disaster. There were media people saying that they saw Keyshawn at the little homecoming rallies days before, eating cotton candy and corn dogs and shit. And then what ended up happening? He blew weight. There was that little scuffle in the back locker room, and fucking debacle. The rest is history.
Damn. Absolutely. Okay. But yeah, it wasn't exactly like a defeat, but in a career sense, in the sense of, you know, his overall career trajectory, I should say, then it was. He definitely fucked up and fumbled the bag. Okay, so I think the consensus is that for whatever reason, you want to say distractions or pressure, most people can't rise to that occasion. Homecoming fights.
Hey, CJ.
Well. I will say, go ahead. Because I got one
I can
more
give you another one. Liam Perro and Subriel Matias in Puerto Rico. That's another one.
Oh, that was depressing, bro. That was I was there. I was there live. It was a depressing atmosphere, man. Yeah,
you get around.
It was tough.
Yeah.
Hey, check this out. What is it? Matias came out. He had this extended, long, drawn out walk into the ring. They had some rapper. He performed a couple songs. They passed Matias the mic. Like, it was so overblown, and then he fucking lost. That shit was fucking. Oh man, so bad. It was bad, man.
Again, maybe it is too much time outside the ring. A normal camp, you're not fucking running around stunting and singing karaoke and bullshitting. So I feel you.
Yeah, they were clowning him after that, bro. It's because of that specifically.
I feel you. Okay, shout out Hugo. He said he got to go. Yep, right on time. All right. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up with this just to close out the topic, and then I'll save the rest. You know, it's always nice to have extra tabs for the next stream. But to wrap up the homecoming, I will go against my own narrative, so to speak, and show y'all an example of a quote unquote. Again, this is loosely defined, quote unquote homecoming fight going well. Hold on, why can't I? Okay, I gotta do this again. Bear with me, y'all. Boom up. There we go. This is y'all know, from a couple years ago, or sometime during COVID. Again, I'm fucked up on the timeline, but why is it shrinking down? Yeah, Haney Progress. Let's go. In the Bay, is my point.
Just continuing to move from that angle. In between the gloves. That's what Regis needs to do. Haney wants to be at.
Pillow fisted Haney sat him on his ass cheeks, moving up a weight class. I'm just saying.
It's dangerous, but that was a picture perfect. Just straight right hand.
Yo, but Haney's throwing it with mean intention, while Devin Haney looks like he just got out of the shower, fresh as a day.
Moving around the center.
Beautiful 1-2 right there. Oh, he stuck him again. Oh, that right hand opened up a cut. On Progress nose. Boxing 101.
Yeah, I was gonna say Regis is skillful, skill-wise, but then look.
This is just beautiful power boxing by Devin. Brilliant.
You said beautiful power boxing by Devin Haney. We'll finish it out. Let's listen a minute.
Very limited. I think Devin Haney's making him seem that way. Come again. I think Progress resigned out of this fight.
He is credentialed, and he can sell.
And he may be the new king.
Keep that reach advantage.
Okay, so we've seen it. Bear in mind, I'm just trying to zoom out, take a big picture, because this will be like my closing statement. a lot of boxing fans tend to be myopic. Whatever just happened, that's all that matters, right? We forget this is the last time he moved up a full weight class, and he put on that kind of display against a champion. I'm not saying Prograis is the greatest fucking champion ever, but to move up a weight class, take on a champion, and dominate in that fashion in a homecoming fight, I guess that's the example that goes against the grain. But to take it full circle to my first topic, I wouldn't be overlooking Haney, man. I said 200. I'm not gonna go no further. I already got 100. That's a total of 300 on Norman. But I guess I win either way. Either Haney gets his redemption, or Norman proves me right and puts some bread in my pockets. But y'all got anything to say to wrap it up?
Nah, it's pretty sound solid.
All right.
Good show, my man. Good talking to you guys. Thanks for having me, man. Good night of boxing talk. Hopefully we can go over there and clown with Marco, because you know Marco, it starts off boxing talk and it ends up something else.
Always. Part of the reason my shit is boxing and BS. I learned from Marco. I learned from the best, you know. Shout out Marco. But yeah, I'll say it.
That part.
Hey. One.
All right, brothers. Peace out.
Like, subscribe, shout out the chat, shout out the panel. It was a great show. That was a lot of fun.